There's now.
Calm down.
All right. So I know we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we are recording, so let me count her down. Give me the 1, and so my finger's not up here when you start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second after that. All right. You ready? Welcome, everybody, by the way. Before we get going, just want to say thank you guys for all coming in, and we're going to start our official recording here in 3, 2.
All right. And we are live. Welcome to the Last Word podcast with Ebontis. Who do we have in by the campfire today? We have a
man,
guest?
we have been blessed by royalty. We've got the Red Queen. Thank you for joining us today, and you may not be used to what's about to happen, but Cognito has a thing that he does, and honestly, I just got to pass it right back. So do what you do, sir.
Let's do it. All right. So welcome to the Last Word, episode number 67. It's another glorious Friday, and we're back in front of the campfire for some looter shooter discussion. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a lady whose infectious positivity and willingness to help others in our gaming community is truly a sight to behold. Not only is she impactful in bringing streamers together, but her love for Destiny and raid carries is a testament to that fact. Introducing the creator and host of the Red Queen Twitch channel, member of the Stream Team Ascend, and the Last Rights Gaming Esports and Entertainment League. One half of the royal couple with Lord Second to Last, and by far the sassiest streamer on Twitch. Recently returning from Bungie and kind enough to make her debut within the realm of the Last Word. My girl, Lady Red Queen. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing good. How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Woo! Let's go.
I'm super excited.
Super awesome to have you all, man. It's a pleasure meeting you at Guardian Con.
Yes.
I know, seriously.
I was so happy I met you guys.
Absolutely. Definitely one of our highlights. I believe we were talking off stream by Gamer Subs, right? I believe that's where the legendary meeting took place, right, E?
Yeah, I was
right
working
in front of there
at Gamer Subs with Sick and them, and I saw you guys, and I was like, let me go over here and talk to them and try to sell them something.
Little did she know I'd been like living on that stuff for like half the day already, so it was good stuff. Like I tried, I ended up getting 2 flavors, and because I bought it late, but man, like I liked actually Gamer Subs, not like selling it, just literally from using it at Guardian Con, because it was. Some flavors like overbearing, over sweet, or anything like that, and it just tasted really clean. I like it was just a light flavor, but it was just enough where it was perfect. So no, I really enjoyed. Like I was trying all their flavors, making combinations of stuff. I think I did like strawberry lemonade at one point, which was pretty good. So no, that lemonade one they had that's not official yet. I'm waiting on that one. That was good. So.
Yo, did you try the blue raspberry?
Yes, that's also one of my things. I love candy. So
yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So good.
So
good. I can't wait for that to come out.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
See, everybody loved that dragon fruit one. It just wasn't mine, but everybody else loved it, man. The dragon fruit, more power to you.
So that became my least favorite. Now it's like between strawberry and watermelon. But if I had to choose, if I had blue raspberry right now, everything else would be done. Like, like I'm drinking watermelon right now. So
okay, she's ready.
She's starting early, getting it right.
Yes. It's funny that like I said, we mentioned that because my first Guardian Con where I actually met Ebontis, I had met those guys like kind of earlier on, and just to see their growth is just tremendous and good people. So it's good to see you associated with them, and that was pretty awesome. She's like, yeah, those are my guys. I'm like, oh, okay, I know them too.
They've grown a lot, and they're gonna grow even more. They got so many big things planned. I'm pretty excited.
Salute to Gamer Subs.
Yeah.
So been actually using it on my own too. So props to Gamer Subs. So yeah, I've been trying it for like pre-workout because there was a gentleman at the booth. I forget his name, but he was really nice. I talked to him.
Really cool.
So I've been using it somewhat as like pre-workout. Someone is just kind of like for late streams. It's been nice. It's a good balance, and it's small enough you can take what you want. So not trying to start this thing at Gamer Subs, but hey, you're partying with him, so why not? But honestly, it's where we met. So it's where we met. So this is the official Shield Gamer Subs podcast right here.
They're gonna see this. I'm gonna send it to them, and they're gonna be like, "Hey guys,
this is probably some free promo, baby."
The last word, not officially sponsored, but we'll take one by Gamer Subs.
I see the vision, baby. I see it.
I love the
My
on
community
stream.
is addicted
Right here,
to it now,
when you
though.
kick that
They're
cup back,
addicted
make
to
sure you
it.
get
I'm
the
not even
logo
kidding.
on it.
I had one guy in my community. His name's Daryl, and he bought like 7 tubs.
Wow. I mean, it was a really good deal there, though. Like at Guardian Con, it was a good deal, so that was really nice. But yeah, I mean, how was Guardian Con for you? We had an absolute blast, so we kind of talked about our piece already, but little feedback from you just as you kind of made that trip as well.
So this is my 3rd year returning to Guardian Con, and from like the first year that I attended, first year was like pretty much a meet and greet. They didn't have a lot of booths and stuff. Second year they had more booths. It was like more, still more of a meet and greet to me. This year was the first year that it actually felt really like big and professional, like real, just lots of booths, lots of things going on. The place that they had at was absolutely amazing. I'm super excited to go back. The hotel was very accommodating.
Oh, Rose and Shingle.
So I was very happy with that. But there was so many artists there, and it was very nice to see that because there's a lot of artists in the communities.
Yes.
But I know they changed the name, but it's always going to be Guardian Con to me because it just has a special ring in the air. And with being a Destiny player, like, I mean, so I always looked at it as someone said to me the other day, I can't remember who it was, but they were like, kind of guardians over the St. Jude kids. That's kind of what we are, guardians, looking out for them. So
taking care of the little lights, absolutely. So
absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I met a lot of people. People I didn't even have any idea knew who I was. It was kind of a reality check for me. I walked in, standing in the corner, and then all of a sudden I had people going, "Hey, Queen," and I'm like, "Who's that?"
Hello?
And so I mean, it was a reality check for me. And last year I went. I had just started streaming. I hadn't been streaming that long. Wasn't even streaming Destiny at that time. I was streaming Borderlands.
Oh, wow.
Met a bunch of people, Mr. James Work, Clyde, a bunch of people, and become friends with them over this past year. And it was like when I got home last year from Guardian Con, I started streaming Destiny, and my Borderlands family stuck with me because a lot of Borderlands players played Destiny, vice versa.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
There's a lot of the same players. And when I came back home, I told my Borderlands players, I was like, "Hey, do you guys mind if I stream some Destiny?" And then it was like, bam, Destiny full on, and they stuck with me, and it was like my community just kept growing and growing and growing.
Awesome.
And
that's awesome.
It was nuts.
Yeah, and generally rare because I know sometimes communities can get a little possessive, as far as the game.
With their games.
So the fact that you got that unity, it's awesome.
I honestly, like, whenever I talk to a couple of people and my husband, I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about making the transition to Destiny for a while. What do you think about this?" And my husband was like, I don't know. You're doing really well in the Borderlands directory. I don't know if you need to do that. People are funny about their games. And I was like, yeah, but I have a feeling that they'll stick with me because a lot of people who came, they really didn't care what I played. They were there because of the community and the interaction and the fun. And so I made the transition over to Destiny, and I had made a lot of friends at Guardian Con last year, and they supported me.
That's
and
awesome.
It was like all of a sudden I just watched my community grow, and I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it without the support of a lot of people. So I'm very thankful to the streamer friends that I met because they did support the hell out of me. And they gave me a chance.
Awesome. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Really cool story. Absolutely.
That's kind of one of the things that like we kept bringing back, like because I hadn't been in 4 years. I went when it was Destiny Con. That's when I met Cognito. So that was not the sweat bar, but the year right after at Tampa. So I didn't do the first one, like the unofficial, but I went to the first one in Tampa, and yeah, it's like we were out there hanging out and stuff like that. And I was such a small channel, but I was like, oh, Guardian Con. I was like, I love Destiny. I've been playing it, and then like I'd only been doing the YouTube thing for not even. I don't even know if it was like 6 months at that point. I was still really small. And then now over the past like couple of years, things have grown, met people, talked to a lot of people, had guests on the podcast and so much more. So then when I went out there, it was like, it was so much different. It was more putting faces to names, but it was like having conversations, people that I talked with on Twitter. And like, I honestly, it was like, for me, as you said, in the community, that's the biggest thing, is like the people sometimes have asked the same thing, and you're just like, hey, what if I played something else? They're like, hey, if you turn on your stream, I'm gonna come in. And that's the cool stuff. It sounds like you've got an awesome community like that. They're like, it's like, hey, if you want to do something different, cool. It's like, we enjoy our Destiny, but you know, you want to go play something else. And that's an awesome thing for you to have a really loyal community. But it also comes from you, like the positivity and stuff that you put out. And that's why Cognito's intro is very true, because it's just like your passion and love for your community, and like just having a good vibe in your chat and everything is crucial. So that's awesome.
They make it easy. They make it easy, you know, because they like, there's times that I get on stream, everybody has these days, there's times I get on stream like, I'm gonna bite everyone's arm off, you know, like, and I get on there and I'm in a bad mood, and then all of a sudden they say something crazy in chat, and I'm like, how can I be mad right now? You know, and it just puts me in such a good mood. So it's not just me that like, that, you know, brings off the positivity. They shoot it right back at me. So without them, like, I don't know how I got lucky to get the community that I have, and it's constantly growing, but I'm super thankful for that community, and they know this. I tell them every day before I log off, you know, thank you so much for everything. Maybe I'm a little too emotional, like I will cry at the drop of a dime, like somebody gives me $5, thank you. You know, like, that's just how I am though, because like, to me, when people do things like that for you, you know, be thankful, because people don't have to do that, like gifting subs and doing all kinds of other things. Like, my community is good to me. They're very good to me. And I don't know what to say. Like, they just show up every day. They show up every day. And no matter if I'll say, I'm notorious for this. So they're probably going to like slay me in chat right now, but I'm notorious for this. I will say, all right, guys, we're raiding on consoles today. And I'll get on my PC and I'm like, anybody want to play Iron Banner? And they're like, oh my god, here we go again. But they just roll with it. Like, they don't care. They'll give me crap about it.
Of course.
But they don't, it doesn't bother them. They stick around, and they'll be like, well, whenever you get ready, you know. So I've been trying to do a lot more things offline with them too. So
no, that's cool.
Nice.
I definitely can understand where you're coming from. I mean, like I said, smaller channel myself, and Run Law podcast, and it's like you said, it's the little things you really appreciate, that support. You really appreciate, you know, the loyal viewers and the people who donate and stuff like that. Because again, they didn't have to do it. So it's just a testament to you, as a testament to that infectious positivity that you bring. And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Indeed. Well, sounds like you had a kind of a quick journey to get where you're at. Obviously, you said if it was kind of last year when things went, but what about you when it comes just to playing video games? Obviously, you know, you've been doing that for a little while. So what was kind of one of your first games you started out? What are some of your favorites over the course? And kind of what's your gaming history, just to kind of get your background, see what you've been playing before Destiny became your kind of thing?
So, of course, I mean, you have the nostalgic ones like Super Mario and all that, Tetris, and you know, like all of those things, Sega,
Nice.
you know,
Sega.
all of that stuff. That shows my age. Don't judge me.
No,
anyway,
we right there, girl. Don't you worry about it. We right there. Sega kid.
But what really captured my heart, I had an accident when I lived in San Diego, and I had a very bad back injury. I had a small hairline crack in my back where it completely snapped when I was playing softball. And so it put me in the bed. And when it put me in the bed, my daughter was like, hey, Mom, let me introduce you to video games, because I was really down. I had been working at the post office for 14 years. And I had always been like played volleyball, played softball, co-ed, all of those things, like just loved doing it. And then when that happened, it just kind of put my life on hold. And I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't get out of my bed. I'm miserable. You know, I'm gaining weight. Like, what can I do to get my mind off things? So my daughter was like, let me introduce you to Black Ops 2.
There we go.
I was like, okay. So I started it. I started playing it, and immediately I was so toxic. I was so bad.
You were that person, Queen.
Loved it.
The Queen was using that royalty.
I probably teabagged a lot more than I should have, but
Oh my God.
I mean, I joined a clan, And they were good. Like, they were a good clan, and we had a lot of fun. And that is how I met Miss Sexy Sparkles and Newberry. And when I met them, we started playing Ghost. And then after we played Ghost, they were like, "Hey, there's a new game coming out. It's called Destiny 1. You should get into it." And I was like, "I'm not shooting no aliens." I was like, "I want to kill real people. I don't want to kill aliens."
I could totally understand that mentality.
They were like, "Come on, just try it." We tried it. First day, we spent 30 hours on the game. And we were hooked.
Sparkles is in the chat. She's saying, like, "Who's Miss Sexy Sparkles?"
Yeah. And I know you guys know who Newberry is. If you follow PvP, he is a phenomenal player. And so we started playing together. We started playing Trials together, and I was hooked. I was a big Trials player, and he won. Big Trials player. We like to go flawless. We like to do all kinds of things. Like we would raid like during the week, and then but Fridays it was game face. It was like it was game on. So we started playing together. Towards the end of Destiny is where I discovered my husband on Twitch.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I was actually gonna get to that. Let's go get to that.
So, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I mean, my first game, Black Ops 2, that was my first serious game.
Nice.
I started playing Borderlands. In between all of that, my husband was like, "You should play Borderlands." I'm like, "No, it's cartoons. I don't want to play it." And I'm such a game snob. And then I play them, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so much fun." So Borderlands was like completely a whole nother world for me, because Borderlands has one of the best storylines I've ever played.
Nice.
Question real quick. Have you ever played Tales of the Borderlands, the Telltale?
I have. I did.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story. That is what actually got me into Borderlands, because it helped me understand the humor and the universe, and then it made me play Borderlands. I was late to Borderlands, but continue.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
So I played that, and oh crap, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, Borderlands was amazing. I enjoyed it. I've really loved the storyline, but Destiny's kind of always been my heart, because that's when I really like me and Miss Sexy Sparkles. We've been friends for almost 9 years. And that's a awesome. Long time to have a friend, that you met on the game. I've met her in real life. Nice. So, I mean, I've met a lot of people on that game. So it just kind of,
that's awesome.
touches your heart.
Very, very cool.
Awesome. So, can I back her up? We got to talk about,
you gotta go. Yep.
When the queen and the king.
Oh, when we met?
Yeah, we got to talk now. What was it, Trials? Like, how did this happen?
Yes, it was Trials. I was making fun of him. So
throwing out the sass.
What? That's the sass.
We're playing quick play. Me and Miss Sexy Sparkles, another friend named Nikki Newberry, a couple of us were playing, and I'm like, they're like talking to me about Twitch, and I'm like, I'll go check it out. So I go in there, start scrolling Twitch, whatever. Come across his name, and I was like, and you know how you can see a picture of the streamer like before you go in or whatever. I was like, oh, he's cute.
always.
He got that good frame that came up. It's not like the one where it's like.
Yeah. I was like, let me go check him out. So I go in there, and I'm like lurking, and I'm like. I tell Miss Sexy Sparkle, I'm like, this guy can get me in a lot of trouble. And I was like, make me stay away from him. So I start like slowly typing in chat. I called him Dimples. I still call him Dimples, like, because he had like these cute little dimples, while he was smiling and playing, and
my gosh,
but anyways, he was playing. They went flawless, and I'm like, you're a really good player. I was like, but my friend Miss Sexy Sparkles is a phenomenal player, because back in D1, even now she's a phenomenal player.
Can I jump in your backpack occasionally, please?
But D1, my lord, would she slay out? Like her and Newberry together, phenomenal players. Nice. And so I'm like, my friend Miss Sexy Sparkles is a really good player. You should take her with you. So they went, and I think they were like one game away from going flawless, I think.
Oh, wow.
And then he was like, well, you should come join us. And I was like, I don't know about that. I'm not, I don't know if I want to come play. So he ended up talking me into it. I went in and played with him and Miss Sexy Sparkles, and it was just like, just a spark.
That was the clip,
yeah.
Nice.
And it just went from there.
Oh, that's awesome.
We kept it quiet Sparkles knew about it, but we kept our relationship quiet for quite a long time, because when you're on Twitch, you don't want to like you don't want to mess up each other's communities and stuff.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that it's going to work first before you jump right into it, and then you blow each other's communities up because they're like, but we liked you together, and then it just becomes messy. So we took our time.
Took your time, handle it responsibly. But that's really cool just to see the game bring people together. I mean, this game, again, people can say what they want. And I know I'm biased because, yes, it's one of my favorite games. But it is tremendous what this community can do. And just to hear stories like yours and, relationship-wise, and again, obviously with Evantis as far as, starting this podcast and stuff like that, meeting him at a Guardian Con and stuff like that. These are the stories we like to hear.
But don't get it twisted. Like, keeping it quiet was hard because, like, I'm still human at the end of the day because I'm, like, having to lurk in his channel and stuff, and these girls come in and be like, you so sexy. I'm like, I'll message them and be like, you better ban her or I'm going to get rid of her. Which one do you want to happen? Do you want me to take care of it or do you want you to take care of it?
You're a quiet moderator and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're so sexy, ban.
Yo, you're so cute, ban.
You got that silent moderation in the background all of a sudden, just like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm going to curate your chat. We're going to keep the people who like you, but not too much. Gotta stay hands off with my man.
Yeah. Be like, say he's cute again. One more time. I got the hammer right here. I'm just waiting. Okay. Yeah. A lot of times I tell Sparkles to go do it. I'm like, go in there and ban her real fast.
That one right there.
This one's getting too close.
So that was the hardest part. Like but it's Twitch. You're gonna have those people. I have those people come in my chat. They're like, "You're so pretty," and I'm like, "Thank you." But let's talk about the game.
You're like, thanks, but we're gaming here, and I'm taking and moving on. All right, straight, just blow past that. It's just weird.
Salute to Lord Second to Last.
Yeah. Where's he at this morning? Taking off.
Yeah, I think he had to work right before.
Yeah, he had to work this morning. He's military. He's Air Force.
Okay.
So he had to. He's got to be at work this morning.
Well, we salute him for his service. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's pretty awesome.
Seemed like, we met up a couple times there when we were passing by, and very, very nice gentleman there. So you got a good one, and it all comes, just so you ladies know, stalking does work. It pays off well.
I did.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Bad choice of words.
I totally did.
That's all right. You never know how you're, like, my wife and I's, like, meeting story is just bananas, too. So you really never know how you're going to meet somebody. And then, but if it clicks, that's awesome that you guys had it that quick. So that's one of the cool things is when you know it that early. So.
Nice.
Sparkles she always tells me he smells so good every time she hugs him. So now I'm like, when we went to Guardian Con, we were talking, and he was like, that everybody's gonna want to hug me because Sparkles tells everybody I smell good. And I was like, don't make me go hide all your clones because I will every single
Be like, here, I'm gonna cover you just spray him in too much Axe so they can't get too close.
Be like, come here, babe, I got something for you, girl perfume right on the back. So they can be like, he smells like a girl.
Yeah.
Salute to the second to last cologne segment.
It's like he just wakes up and be like, man, this is something strong today. And you're like, you just covered him in perfume while he slept.
Nice.
Oh, that is amazing. So, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody in chat as well, for tuning in. Sexy Sparkles. Hopefully I never come across you in PvP because I'm just going to shut that computer right down. Yeah, that's not a good idea to play against you. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to, we got our background on, you got to know you a little bit, but I did want to ask, since we got two very fanatical Osiris Trials people.
Okay.
So we've talked about this a little bit, and I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it as well. When would you, obviously everybody would like it probably as soon as possible, but when do you see it fitting, and how would you like to see it come back? I know people, some say like 3s and 4s and all these other things. Like, how would you like to see it come back? Because that was actually a pretty important piece of your world when you were getting into Destiny.
Oh yeah. So, so I would love to see Trials come back soon. I see it coming back soon? I do. I would like to see it come back. I would like to see it come back as something different. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that Bungie has heard what everyone has said, and I think that they are working in the right direction. Do I know a timeline? No. I mean, nobody does. I mean, that's just something I don't really So coming into Destiny 2, I played a lot more PvE, you know, than PvP this time.
Yeah.
Just because Trials went away, so I wasn't really playing PvP anymore. So when Trials finally does come back, I'm gonna probably be like one of those terrible players. But do I see it coming back soon? I think so, because I think they want to give us the things that we want, but I think they want it to be right, you know.
Absolutely.
So unfortunately, I don't have any insider information on that.
No, you're good.
No,
But you know, I really do see some. I see it coming back later. But I think that I think if I had a choice in it, like if you were asking me and you were saying, "Hey, Queen, what would you want?" I would want it to be something new and fun. I would want it to be called something new. I would want it to be brand new and introduced to us, you know, and say, "Hey, bam, this is something big." But I want it along the storyline of why we went away from Trials or of Osiris to something cooler. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nice.
yeah. So I'm probably gonna get like a lot of hate for that, but it's something new. You know, it's something new, and it's something fresh. Because at the end of the day, we love our old stuff. We love our nostalgia, but we also want something that we're going to be like, what is this? This is interesting.
We had that. It was called Trials of the Night.
Yeah.
And we didn't like it.
Exactly. But 3v3 is always something that I've enjoyed. I know a lot of people like 4v4, but 3v3 is something that I want. And if I had my say in it, I do not like Countdown.
Countdown gotta go.
I do not like Capture the Flag or Control or anything like that. I want just straight up, if you die, you die, and maybe a little bit of a timer to res or tokens, or I really don't care about that part. What I care more about is the 3v3 feel, because here's the thing. When you have 4v4, it's like you can break off into twos. And if one person goes down on the other team, you know, you can just automatically collapse and boom, it's done. 3v3, I feel like I have better odds. Like I can't tell you how many times in D1 I went in, there was 3 left and cleared the team.
Yep.
Yes.
You feel
those heroic moments.
Like you feel like a monster. You feel like a beast. You feel like, oh my God, I'm powerful. And there's been a lot of times that I've watched Newberry and Sparkles do the same thing. Or if, say, one of their teammates is down, 2 of your teammates is down, you're versing 2 people. I just felt powerful.
Yes.
And I want that feeling again. And I know a lot of people have gotten used to the 4v4, and that's fine. But it's just not my preference. That's not what I want. I want the 3v3 feel again, and I want I want to be powerful. I want to feel that way.
Yes.
So, but as far as like the name, as long as it's 3v3, I'm okay with whatever.
Okay, cool. Because I had a bone to pick with this guy. Had a bone to pick with you after the slander that he heard earlier. He had some things to say. He would like to come back in his original form with the Egyptian theme stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like with the whole motif feeling, powerful. The
Wouldn't
sunlight.
it be cool though if he came back? If he came back and he had like a partner, kind of like a partner in crime, and they introduced it as something new, but he still was the person who was like the lord over everything. That would be cool. Like, I like storylines. I love storylines.
It can't be Trials of Vance though. You guys, that
can't
happen.
They made Vance into a fanboy. Like
he's
Vance was never that way.
Kind of a Kool-Aid fanatic at this point. He's a little far.
Hold on. We got to break Vance down because I'm a very passionate Osiris.
Osiris is fine. Besides the fact that he left us.
But if you remember, Vance was cool. Vance was cool. He used to say his little spiritual things.
Oh, in D1.
Yeah,
no, D1. No, I'm saying D2. He drank some Kool-Aid, man.
D2.
He went over the top.
Yeah, like, why are you such a thought? But I said, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I did really like Osiris. It was, like I said, it was D1. It's nostalgia. It's that feeling of home when it first started. You know what I'm saying? So if they brought it back, I would be happy. But I would also like to see something new with it. Like, give us a new storyline. Give us a reason. Like, what got us there?
You could do like Trials of the Infinite Forest, because that's where he's at right now.
We didn't see enough of that.
He's got to get out of the forest for you to talk to him, because that's where he's
he
stuck.
Need to
right
show
now,
up
so.
when we do things in his forest, and he ain't there.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I think they're heading in the right direction. They were super kind to me when I was there, and I think a lot of people are going to be super excited whenever Shadowkeep drops.
So you actually led me into my next point perfectly. So, definitely never going to ask you to break an NDA for sure. You got the respect to go there, and we understand that too. But just wanted to kind of get your overall feel of just your kind of emotion when you left Bungie. What is your, and I know you kind of said it, but what were your kind of feelings of? Were there any like highs and lows, like feelings leaving there for what we have coming that you got to see? Because I know you can't say anything about it. All good stuff. Nice. Big positive.
I'll tell you this. They going to see them gave me a newfound respect of who they are as people. They take their jobs very seriously, and they try so hard to listen to the community, and they try so hard to accomplish the things that the community wants. I went there with an open mind and an open heart, and I was like, you know what, when I get there, I'm going to have this experience with an open mind and open heart. And I'm so glad I did, because when I walked out of there, like my heart felt full. And it felt happy. So kudos to them on the hard work that they do every day. They created a beautiful game for us to play. We've been playing it for a long time now, and no one else has been able to touch this game, to be honest with you, as far as character play and just how it feels. Like sometimes I feel like I'm actually in the game with my friends playing it. It's a beautiful game. So they knocked it out of the park on that. Like every game, there's always going to be tweaks and things that they can do better, or things that they can fix. You know, those are just things that we just have to be patient for. But I do get that people have been waiting a long time for a lot of things, and I think that they have the best interests at hearts. They are just trying to make it happen.
Okay, so, I got a couple of questions that, again, non-NDA. We're not going to get you in trouble, like you said. So I just wanted to say, like, two parts. One, the human element of being selected, right? To go, like, you are behind what I consider, like, you're on sacred ground. Like, this is my favorite game, one of my favorite studios. You're like, what's that feeling to be there? And then just like overall, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talked about the, human element again, with how they're real people, how they're passionate. Just like bring that whole thing in about being selected. Yeah.
So it's really funny that you say that, because so many years I've been watching people get selected and get asked to go, and I'm like, oh my God, they deserve it. They deserve it. There's, that's awesome. And I've always said to myself, never once did I say, oh my God, I wish it was me. That's never once what I said. What I did say to myself was, one day you will get selected. If you keep pushing and doing the things that you're doing, somebody is going to say, hey, maybe we should bring Queen in, even though she's a little crazy and she's probably going to have some crazy ass ideas. Maybe we should bring Queen in. So I think what got me the most was the day that I got notified that I was coming. I had strep throat, and I was sick, and I was laying in bed, and I woke up, I heard my phone ding, woke up, looked at my phone, and I just went back to sleep again. And it didn't even dawn on me who had messaged me. I woke up 2 hours later, and my eyes was like, oh my God, what? And I went back and I read it, and I was like, okay. Wow. So I ran into the stream room where Second was, and I stuck it right in his face, and I was like, read this, and I'm already crying, and he's like, you can't say no to this. I was like I would never say no.
That strep throat went away. That strep
you got healthy real quick that day.
I'm crying, and he goes, are you crying? And I was like, I feel like poop. Why couldn't I feel better when I got this message? So of course I write him right away, and I'm like, yeah, this is happening. Of course I'll come. And so when I first stepped my foot off the plane, like all through Guardian Con, I just had that nervous feeling in my stomach. Like I know I met them there. Everybody met them. They're super kind and stuff, but you're nervous, because one thing that I see in the community sometimes is that the community wants you to relay their messages as well. So not only did I feel the pressure of having to say what I would like to see in the game, but I also felt the pressure of what would the community want as well. So I kept that in mind when I was in there. You know, it's not just about what I want. You know, it's about what they want too. And you have to remember when you're going there as a community member that they want to hear what you want to say, but they're also wanting to hear what other people would say as well. So, you know, when I went there, I went there with like a lot of stuff to talk about. So the whole Guardian Con experience, I was nervous, and you know, it as a person who's newly partnered and stuff, when my foot hit the soil in Seattle, I was just like, I immediately started sweating and getting, you know, just that morning, Second literally sat me on the side of the bed, and he was like, you can do this, because it's a lot of pressure, you know, and I know people don't understand that unless they're like in that moment,
right?
But you don't want to mess it up. You want people to be like, hey, Queen, you did a great job representing the community, but you also, when you get there, you want Bungie to say, we're really glad we picked her. You know, she helped us out, you know. So there's a lot of things that come with that. And so I was nervous, but once I got there, they made it so easy. They were so kind to me, and we had a really good time both in the studio and out of the studio.
That's awesome.
Getting those late night be like, how can I buy you a drink? And they're like, let's do it. You're like, that's one thing, like, when meeting them at Guardian Con, like, they were all really awesome just to sit there and talk to, and they were really open to talk for longer than I would have expected, because they could have been at the bar, or they could have been sitting in places and stuff like that, and like if they had the time, they would talk to you as long as typically you would too. They were really, really awesome about like being there for their community, and I mean, I can only imagine it was even better obviously being in the studio, but
it was awesome. But it was also cool because there was a couple of us who stream, there was a couple of us who was strictly like I think YouTube, and then there was a couple of us that don't stream at all.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there was it was good to see the dynamics like of everyone that's different. Like everyone's different point of views. You have your people who stream, you have your people who do the YouTube, and then you have your people who are off stream who don't stream at all. So it was really cool to see everyone's difference of opinions. But we had a great group. We had a great group.
That's awesome. See, I love to hear things like that because, again, you know, and not to throw anybody under the bus, no other developers, stuff like that. Because sometimes some of these things become a popularity contest, right? Yeah. And then what I like is it seems that based on what you're saying, they're picking passionate creators, but also from different genres, not just one, not just the Twitch guys or not just the, you know, the YouTube people or whatever, just people. And the fact that you even said, you know, people who don't stream gives me hope one day, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things that is like, that is so cool, and we all love this game, and to have that opportunity, like you're saying, to have direct influence, to be hands-on with developers. I mean, me and E got a snippet of it, you know, at Guardian Con. We were like blown away just talking to the people who create this world. You know, I was talking to the people who create the raids, talking to Deej, all these developers, Pinno, remember we talked to Pinno, E. Like, I mean, Damage and all these, it's just awesome people, and they genuinely passionate about this game. So it really, really encourages me when I hear your story and you talk about it like this. It really feels
there
good.
Was the two people that I met that didn't stream. They were phenomenal, and they were big, and I do mean big Destiny lore, like really big into Destiny, and it was really nice to hear because they changed my mind about a lot of things too. You know, like we would sit at dinner and we would talk, and these guys were amazing. So talking to them gave me a new look on the game as well. So it was really interesting to see the different dynamics in our group. Like it was a really good group. Like we left there as friends, you know. So it was really cool. But yeah, I enjoyed it, but I think the person that I was most nervous to meet was Deej.
Wow. Yeah.
I believe that every time. I was like, absolutely. So
he was the one that I was like literally stuttering when I first met, because you know, it's Deej. Cosmo so easy to talk to, Damage so easy to talk to, and Deej is really easy to talk to too. But it's Deej. You're like, oh okay.
Yeah, there's yeah.
So Cosmo, and they're all nice. They're all kind, every single one of them. But he was probably the one that I was most nervous to talk to.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
I've talked to Cosmo at Guardian Con, so I got those jitters out of the way. Talked to Damage, got those jitters out of the way. And then I saw DJ and I was like,
the legend.
He like elbowed me.
Excuse me, what? You just walk up and trip over your own feet. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's awesome. Yeah, DJ is something else. I've been lucky to cross paths with him a few times. At E3 and other various.
He is very passionate.
Oh,
they all are. They're very passionate about Destiny. Very passionate.
It's one of those things that, and then I always try to tell him when I see him is that, there's one thing to be a community manager, but he has a gift at what he does. Just even with avoiding questions and getting himself out of trouble, the man is a master. Like,
it's amazing what he's capable of.
That is an art to avoid.
Dodging.
Yeah.
But his facial expressions are even better because he'll just be like,
yeah. Yep.
And you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got it completely collected. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's on all the time you probably ever meet him. And it's like, you're not going to break him. Like, he is so like, it's like you know, somebody like torture or anything like that, man. He would just hold his own and be like, you're not breaking this guy. He's like, I'll tell you whatever I want to. He is awesome. So no, it's like,
you ain't getting nothing out of me.
Yeah. So
Stone face cold.
So do you have anything you can even generally mention? I know like people have gone before and been able to say it's like, hey, we were able to ask certain questions about this. You can't say what was said. Is there anything you are able to, or is it just completely hands off? Just thought I'd ask.
Yes, the Destiny wall is beautiful.
The lobby is great.
The lobby is gorgeous. It is really cool. Yeah, the Destiny wall is beautiful.
Nice. That's this is like,
I respect that.
You have been Deej trained now. You have been Deej trained.
I respect that.
No, that's cool.
I guess that's cool. We like I said, we definitely aren't going to get you in trouble. I think for me, it was one of those things that we know you guys are on the NDA. So to me, I always try to preface it with feeling, right?
Yeah.
So like coming into Shadowkeep, how are you feeling? I can say in comparison to maybe, what's called Forsaken,
King,
you know what I'm saying?
Like that.
I'm feeling like I'm going to do a lot of playing.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Are we feeling all the way back? Are we feeling? We feeling strong? How are we feeling?
We're feeling like if Hulkman met Godzilla.
Wow, that is.
And
the hype is literally over the rooftops at this point. The hype is over the rooftops. No, that's good. Hey, if you're positive about it, that is great. Because honestly, like we're already hyped. I mean, we do this all the time, so we talk about it and stuff, and we've got a few things to hit today. But like, I mean, there's a lot of things for me that I'm looking forward to, and there's certain points where I'll be like, "Hey, Armor 2.0 excited," and then I'm gonna stare at your camera and be like,
"Oh yeah, I saw some of the new stuff coming out. Some of the new things that they have coming out, and Solstice. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Like,
forget it. Oh, I got one last non-NDA question.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember, I'm gonna protect you. I'm protect you, Queen. I gotta ask some things.
He's gonna be his chivalrous knight up there, the Lord.
Now, last summit. First of all, I love the fact these summits are happening. This is awesome, right? Last summit, from what we heard, there was they presented some things, and people were very passionate, right? And sometimes either the room was split, or the room was in unison. Like I remember a story saying, like, "Hey, they showed you guys something." And the consensus of the group was like, no, don't you do this. Right. And they pulled said thing back, came back the next day, revamped. My question to you were there any times the group was in disagreement on something that was presented, and then maybe they came back, or for the most part, were you guys all in the same agreement and consensus with being pleased? I know this is tough.
This is a tough one.
Just feeling in agreement. That's all I wanted to say.
I don't think anybody left upset.
Okay.
I think everybody left with a very, very happy heart.
Okay. Okay.
So.
All
Okay.
right.
Well,
No,
we'll
she
leave it
answered my
alone. But
question.
yeah, that was.
We leave it alone. No, she answered my question. She
Nope.
actually did. I
Yeah,
respect
that's
that.
good. Well played. Well played.
That's
This is not your first rodeo. I like it.
Thank you so much.
They're like, God dang it.
No.
No,
Like
I'm not trying
we
to
do
get
not
you
want.
Yeah.
I was like anybody out there. It's like we
No.
understand because if we were in the same position,
Yeah.
I'd be like, zzz, like
You guys
so,
would be like,
Mhm.
I'd be like,
Yeah, we-
so how was your trip? Yes. Did you have a good time?
yes.
Pull like
yeah.
Robert Mueller. It's like I take your question.
Maybe Bungie will see this and they'll be like, damn, we need to hire Queen as a dodging person.
There you go.
The siege lessons
She's
are
been
paid
trained,
off.
man. She is on it. Deej
Hire
is like
me.
you shake Deej's hand and you get a little bit of his magic for
Yeah.
handling the media. So
Be like, look, DJ, I can handle it. No.
she's good.
A+ stuff, Queen. A+.
But yeah, we're honestly like really excited. We've talked about a lot of what we've seen in the Vidoc and things. Like me as an RPG background player for World of Warcraft and Diablo and stats and stuff, like Armor 2.0 is like I cannot wait to get my hands on all that stuff. So that for me, and with Solstice, we get to unlock our first set, and we'll get to that. So that one's big. We've got teases about the artifacts. We've got stuff about what's coming. So, big thing obviously we got was the Solstice of Heroes trailer. So, what we've got coming, we've got armor. We've got armor sets we can unlock. Obviously, did you guys do Solstice last year? Kind of go through the whole process?
Yeah.
Everything. Nice. So, it seems like from what I've seen, there have been data mines, but general process of kind of upgrading your armor, everything like that. So what are you guys' feelings about what we got coming with? For one, the armor actually being like continually usable into Shadowkeep.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Yes.
Huge.
That's
Huge.
probably
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So happy about that. But not only that, like what even made me happier is like not only can you continue using it, but it looks good. It looks so good.
Yes. Like honestly, I think shout out to Paul Tassi again as well. He's like, well, they just introduced an armor set. I don't know if I'm ever gonna take it off. But it's definitely like I'm gonna be wearing it for a while, and if those ornaments come through as well,
oh no, it's confirmed. Those
yeah, it's confirmed. They say
ornaments go for 2.0 as well.
They say
nice.
Yeah, they say. So you keep all of it. You keep your armor and you keep ornaments.
Yes.
And listen, I just caught myself like I want to say a year ago. No, it's not a year. It was probably a couple of months ago where I said we were talking about Destiny 1. Remember in Destiny 1 the armors that you got the glowing armor from like
that's like some of the best stuff.
Trials and everything.
Yes.
Oh, so
The
like
chromas and the
I
ornaments
said,
and...
if they bring this stuff out, I would grind so hard for it. Like I would grind because at the end of the day, your end game for your Guardian is number one and one over everything is to have the best stuff. Do have the best looking stuff. Do have the best looking stuff with the best perks.
Preach.
You know, and I feel like we are going in the right direction, and that's what we're going to be able to do. Because look at all the things that we have coming. You know, so this Armor 2.0, I think it's going to be great. From what little bit I've read, and I think
Yes.
that
Yes.
yeah. So I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm with Queen on this. I mean, when I heard the news, I mean, first of all, Solstice is just, I always like the event. I like the thought process behind it, like celebrating, and then just that whole weathered look to this pristine look, and absolutely phenomenal. It looks. Shout out to the art team. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yes.
They killed it, man.
They continue, you know what I'm saying, to knock it out the park. You know, the chromas, the effects, and like you said, you know, Armor 2.0 was my concern, and we know about last Solstice. We know what happened, and it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, man, you know, it's a whole new armor system, new slot. Now this thing is going to get put in the vault, and you're never going to use it again. And to see that come forward, to see them get right ahead of it and take that feedback is great. And this is something I'm hoping that continues, you know, forward with other future events.
Yeah, because I mean, look at and even with Crown of Sorrows, like the armor was beautiful. The armor is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The Titan armor is just
Oh,
amazing. But I feel like in the Solstice, like I love my Hunter. My Hunter is my baby, and I think the Hunter and Titan armor looks amazing. But the Warlocks looks phenomenal. You know, so you had the Titan's armor for Sorrows that looked bae. Now you have the Warlock's armor for Solstice that looks bae. all I gotta say is Bungie better give me a damn good hunter set on the next one.
You're like, I need
Make
my hunter.
my hunter look good. But yeah, it looks really good. Like, I think that's the number one thing that I've heard people say in the community is how good the warlock's armor look.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny how
That helm I'm looking at right now, and it's just like, oof.
they just look good. They look really good. And did you guys see on the Solstice or read about the Solstice thing where it was talking about the different things that you can do? Like, I think it was, what was it? Where the Titan has a special effect,
solar?
the Hunter has a special effect, and the Warlock has a special effect. Did
That's
you
the
guys
solar,
read that?
void, and arc, you mean? Those three?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the solar, like the Guardian, is going to emit a burning wave of energy when you pick up the 30 orbs. Void, you've got the ability to go invisible and get true sight. And in ability regeneration, the third one for arc is enhanced speed and melee and sword damage. So when you get those 30 orbs, depending on the daily buff, like you're going to be able to change it up. So like they're going to give you some nice entertaining ways to play over this next month.
Yeah. Which
Very
is
cool.
good because guess what? You know, that gives us also a chance to see if we like certain things. You know, hey, if we like this, we get a chance to say, once we've played it, we get a chance, and Twitter is like your number one like best friend. You can say, you know, oh my God, I love this. I love this. This is amazing. This is something that I've been looking for. So, I mean, I think it's a good way for us to be able to voice back on what we like as well, too.
Absolutely.
You know?
And
Because at the end of the day, you want a powerful guardian. You want your guardian to feel like, you know, the
Like a
end all
beast.
be all. Like, this is the guardian.
Absolutely. And then also we're forgetting about the what is it? The EAZ, the European
aerial zone.
Aerial zone. We go into a new zone and we
actually
get
got
match made.
That's what I was actually surprised when I was reading it. I was like, it doesn't. I don't even know how big. It doesn't matter. We actually get a new zone with a free event for everybody. That's really cool. Like a new zone to go to explore. You got mini bosses to fight, the boss to kill, treasure chest to go find.
Oh, the treasure chest hunting thing. When I read that, I was like, ooh, because I like doing stuff like that. I played ESO for a while, and like you just like hunting for treasure, you know. So when I saw that part, I was like, oh yeah.
Now, as long as they don't got a timer on said treasure.
See, that's what I'm wondering. They said there's a timer for the fight, but I don't
remember
know
when
if
Lord
there's
of
a timer.
Wolves did something like that. I mean, for that remember that? And
House of Wolves,
you had to find it, and I was like, oh man. And then it ran out. So I'm just hoping they don't have that mechanic. But I do like looking for treasure.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I'm not a big fan of timed either, you know. But I mean, if they do make it timed, can we have enough time to at least get all of them? I'm not very fast.
No, like honestly, that's kind of what I would hope for too. Because if they spend time making the zone, like as I reached out to one of the artists and asked him, he's like, it was somebody else. He got to polish it up, but it's like somebody spent time making that whole zone. It's like, let us explore it. There's a sandbox out there. We've got bosses to fight. Like the time part, I think, is the mini bosses. However many you get, then you fight the boss, and however many mini bosses you killed is how many chests you got to go search for. I'm like, leave that open, please, because I'm with you. I want to explore. I want to go hunt behind the trees. Like, where are these things at? I mean, if they just like line them up in the middle, that's kind of boring. But if there's all these little islands and stuff that are floating out there, it's like, yeah, give me time to just go explore. And when I'm done, I'll peace out. So,
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for all of that stuff. I think the armor is the biggest thing. The armor and the ornaments and stuff is and then the little bitty tiny sparrow.
Oh my God. I lost my mind when I saw that thing. It is so cute, but it's like short bus sparrow and I have to have it.
Yes.
So good.
I can't wait. Like, that is the one thing that I am going to get. That is happening. That sparrow is mine.
Now these are direct purchase, right? Too. We could do
direct purchase silver.
And don't think for one second I won't be getting it because I'm getting it. I ain't kidding. I'm buying it. I don't care.
Respect.
I gotta have it.
I saw that. No, well, I'm looking at the pictures. You got the three little like beach ghosts, which are also hilarious. The one sitting in the inner tube, the beach ball, and the one sunglass dude. The ship looks bananas, but you got so we got like the wooden boat sparrow thing. It's like an Indiana Jones boat, and then I'm like, wait, what is up with this little baby like micro machine sparrow? I'm like, oh my God,
love it.
It is tiny. It is so cute.
The fact they got the Titan on it,
Oh yeah, big beefy guys. Like he's trying to like.
This.
I don't know. Have you guys ever seen the movie Employee of the Month? It's with Dane Cook.
Yes.
When he's riding the tiny little like mini motorcycle and he's trying to get, that's what I picture is him.
Yes.
Little tiny mini motorcycle trying to get there, and this is your little mini sparrow to do the same thing. So
I'm going to taunt my community so much with that little sparrow. Like I'm going it's like with the chicken emote, and then the otter dance, you know.
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
I used to do the otter dance, and I'd be like, okay, and they're like, oh my God, can you stop?
And you're like, nope.
That was a classic emote. I remember that. Yeah, that was a classic. Nice.
That was a good emote.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have our things to go through. If you get all 3 sets of legendary, first, if you get the full set of legendary, it will be waiting for you in Shadowkeep, which is amazing. So literally, you can log in and go pick up a Shadowkeep like set, like no waiting, just bam, Armor 2.0, which I cannot wait for.
Right.
Obviously, like I still want to know more about armor because honestly, I'm curious if most of what is sitting in my vault is about to go in the trash. Because I'm not sure how we're going to get the perks and stuff like. So I'm hoping that's one of those things. Because I think, like, again, follow Paul Tassi is like, he wrote an article. It's like, I really want to know what's going on coming in the future. Like, the more we know sooner. Because I'm sitting on, like, I have enhanced roles here. I have, like, you know, a sniper loader and sniper scavenger.
Yeah.
Like, I have some really prime roles. And I'm like, so do I break those down and pull the mods out? Are they going to do the old ones? Is it just going in September? Those are the questions that, like, and I'm not asking you specifically. Like, that's the stuff I think a lot of the community is like,
yeah.
I want to know.
I have a bunch of stuff in my vault too. I'm just waiting. Like I'm waiting for them to say what we need to do because but I'm a hoarder too though. So
right
even
here,
if they told
right
me,
here, I am maxed.
Yeah.
I'm using my postmaster, my other characters. I am at the full capacity all the time.
That's what, because like it drives the community nuts when they see my vault and stuff. I'm can't
terrible.
part ways with it. So even if they did come out and tell us that we could get rid of it, I'd be like,
but are you really going to delete? Exactly. Are you really going to delete it?
Like,
though? That's the question.
Yeah, that's well. Okay, there's like.
I don't think it's going anywhere. Just because I'm a hoarder.
Yep.
I'm a hoarder.
You two are.
If they were to come out tomorrow and say you can delete everything, I'd be like,
I was like, it's like I gotta understand the system. It's like you gotta go and you gotta find them in the future. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to some, but it's like at least some of those like mid-level ones. I like to have options of like if I'm gonna go randomly use like I talked Cognito into pulling out his Crooked Fang, and I was like, hey, let me go pull all my linear fusion stuff out of my vault and slap it on, so it's like as good as possible. And if that is an option that I actually still want to hold on to for a little while, I might pick the more specialized roles. But then it's like, once I understand the system, I have a feeling I'm going to be starting to break some of this stuff down. But until I know, I'm sitting maxed, which hurts. So that's the one that's kind of killing me.
I get it. That's something that I've been just kind of waiting for too. But even if they did come out there with as bad as I am about keeping stuff in my vault, I'd still be like, so I don't think it would really matter to me because I'm just like, I'm keeping it anyway.
Oh,
yeah. I did that in D1 too, where you like keep all the really old guns. Yeah, I'm that person.
It's all shards to me.
I got plenty of those. I'm not hurting, so I am fine.
What about getting more masterwork cores? Did you read that part on the thing where they said that they would be
packages
for Solstice? They give you more masterwork cores. What else did they say they give you? Masterwork cores and
materials, enhancement cores, and then rare and legendary gear. So
nice. That's huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. I think a lot of people need that. I do, because I'm broke as a joke. Like,
okay, see, now you guys are together. Now we together. We're back together.
Yeah.
You were hoarding with the Bontas. Now you broke with cores back with me. Now there we go.
Yeah. I'm broke.
Yes, I'm out here, enhancing, upgrading, putting god rolls together. Oh man, those cores they go fast.
Apparently, I don't optimize enough, but yeah, I have way too many cores. So, yeah, it's a thing. So I get crap for it, but we'll see. Hopefully,
did you at least masterwork the Go Figure you got?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, so you did masterwork one thing that you love.
Oh no, like the ones that like my Hammerhead, it's masterworked. Like there's certain ones that are fully masterworked, but I don't do it to a lot because you can't do it to exotics anyway. I'll kind of move those in and throughout.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like legendaries and stuff, I'm like, I've got so like whether if I'm doing like my Nightfall runs and stuff, it's like, what's the build? What do I need? Like I'll move stuff around. I don't live in a loadout as much for PvE content because typically don't. So But no, my Go figure, like, it is masterworked, and I know because it's got 40,000 kills. It's the first thing I masterworked. So
Nice. Okay, so I'm proud of you did that.
been long ago on that one. That's
Okay,
my baby. That one is not leaving my side. That's going to be a hard one for me to replace still. So.
Yeah. I don't have hardly anything masterwork because I don't masterwork stuff.
So where are your cores?
Where the cores going then?
Infusion?
I don't know. That's
Do you infuse everything?
infuse.
Is your entire vault
infusing.
750 or something?
Okay.
Like, you're like, I have 500 pieces of armor and they're all 750. I can use them all. That's why you have no cores, maybe. I don't know.
My problem is when you like, okay, so this is something that I would love to see come one day to Destiny. I would love to be able to make our characters more detailed because I'm one of those people, like, I love fashion and I like being able to make my guardian look a certain way. So there's so many different outfits that you can put on and like different colors. And no, I mean, I know that's not big to everybody.
Oh no, that's
kind of big to me.
We are here.
Yeah,
we are here. Let me tell you how bad I am. Just to cut you one second. You're speaking my language right now. Because this is what E doesn't understand. I get crap on this podcast for this. Right? So here's the thing. Like, you got to have your outfit for each subclass, too. Because if you got a void, you got a purple outfit, you got a shader, you got to upgrade. You know, and there's certain looks that are very pristine. So I understand your struggle. Continue.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just really like different things. Like, if I log on one day and I feel like my guardian is rough and ragged, I'll put on rough and ragged. If I feel like my guardian looking cute and like all proper and stuff, I'll do that. And then if I feel like looking funky, I'll look funky. Like, I have a Skittles Titan, you know, that my Skittles Titan, and my community hates it because they know I don't like Titans. I'm not a Titan person. I am not a Titan person.
He about to kick you off now.
I'd be like, oh, we just lost connection with Queen. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Discord must be in weird. I don't get it. So
I make my Titan Skittles colors and it drives them bananas. I'm sorry. I'm learning how to Titan. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I'm learning how to Titan. Wow. I don't even know what to do with that statement right now. I'm learning how to Titan. It's like, it's not like you're learning to walk again. Come on now.
Nah, I'm doing better. Like, I was a warlock main in D1. Now I'm a hunter main in D2, and my Titans kind of been like, I did
D3
play
your
Titan
Titan.
with
D3
my
is Titan.
No.
All right. I had to try.
Stay strong, girl.
Yo, but I did have to get this because of my community. So.
What? Yeah, I was like, I saw like Titan tattoo. So why Titan tattoo over the other two? How'd that come about?
Because my community knows I don't like Titans.
So they made you get one? Or was it like a bet or a wager or something?
Okay, so we raised $5,000 for St. Jude.
Awesome.
And
Amazing.
to be able to hit that mark, I had to delete my hunter.
Yikes.
And get a Titan tattoo.
Whoa.
Committed right there. I probably would have put the tattoo on my butt cheek. I would have hit it. But you were brave right there. So
I did it because this is a constant reminder. Well, it's just a really special. It's a really special occasion to me because I watched my family go through it when we lost my brother. He was 18 when he lost his life to cancer. Wow. So being able to have this on my arm regardless if it's a Titan, because I mean, I may give my family and my community crap about Titans, but at the end of the day, they're an amazing character, and they are a very strong character. And they've been a huge character since D1. Bubbles, that was one of the ones where when you're fighting Kurta.
I got you.
Exactly. So even though I give my community crap about it, at the end of the day, like, I love all three of the characters. I just like to give my Titan community a hard time. But I really do. It means a lot. So when I did St. Jude, I think the community knew how much it meant to me. And then me and Second did it together, and he ended up he got a warlock tattoo. He's now a warlock main, and he had to delete his Titan. He's a Titan main before.
Wow. There we go. So, I got one Titan out there in the world. Shout out to Second for that one. Thank you.
Wow.
So yeah, but at the end of the day, it was a wonderful charity. I'm glad that we raised that much money, and I would have done it all over again. But this really hurt on my wrist. But what they go through, day to day inside the hospital and stuff is nothing. This is nothing compared to what they have to deal with and the families have to deal with every day. So shout out to St. Jude's for everything that they do for the children and for the families. It's so heartwarming to see the community raise as much money as they did. It was a lot of money, and it's going to go towards a lot of really, 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 really good things for families and kids.
Absolutely.
So when you were at Guardian Con, did you actually go to their booth and see that experience they had?
I saw, so I still get a little choked up. I still get a little choked up when I kind of stayed away a little bit because I still have that little bit of
that's totally fair.
Little bit of pain on my shoulder, like you know how it just sits there sometimes.
No
and you see things that just remind you of what you went through with yours, and but like kudos to him though, because he was a trooper to the end. Like he was such a good person, and every day he was just like he had such a positive outlook on life. So I feel like if he was here today, he'd be like really proud of you, sis.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
So
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, it's like not to try and dwell on anything, but no, it's like when I did the experience for St. Jude, I almost was just gonna leave the headset on, even though it was almost done, because I about lost it in there. I was getting like choked up in there, and I was like, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
And no, it was just to watch, and it was like, so no, like everything the community, and that was why I guess Guardian Con now GC, whatever you want to call it. What is behind that thing? The charity, working for St. Jude's, and all the stuff that they do makes going to that convention so much. I don't know, has an amazing like warmth behind it because of like just the love for doing an amazing thing is what drove it in the first place to be huge. So
absolutely,
that's one of those things for me when I stepped inside there, I was like, oh man. So no, it's just give it a little more realism to it, and it was
so much.
It was amazing.
Work. It's a lot of work, and like I said, that kind of money coming in for them is huge. And I watched my stepmom and my dad, and of course, all of the family just really just it was hard, and I've had family members pass from cancer. I'm sure everybody has. And, cancer is just terrible. It's a terrible thing. You don't want anyone to go through that. You don't want anyone to experience that. And so it's good to know that there's programs like St. Jude out there that do things for people and help people, because sometimes people don't have other people. They don't have anyone. They don't have a support system. And these guys, these nurses and stuff, they are a support system for people who need them, and I went through it probably about 4 years ago. I had a breast cancer scare where I had a lump in my breast, and we went and we had it checked out and stuff, and man, those 3 weeks of waiting for the biopsy to come back and stuff, like I can't imagine what it's like to be sat down and told, and it's just you go through so much. And kudos to the people who do it alone every day. I couldn't imagine of doing it without having the family that I had. So these charities and St. Jude and stuff like that, they give someone hope, and they help, and they give a shoulder to the people who need it. So it's a phenomenal community.
Very awesome. Yeah, and that's one of the things very cool, with this community, when you see these stories and just the positivity and people coming together to that amount, for these good causes. And like you said, the mental aspect, the human element, people need, to be comforted and need to be around others who empathize with that situation. So, completely agree, Queen, especially for those, who suffer alone. Yeah, completely agree with what you said.
Yeah. So didn't mean to bring everything down, guys.
We just hit everybody in the fields, man.
Yeah, no, hold on. Let me wipe my eyes here real fast. Excuse me, guys, I gotta go off stream. I'm sorry. Yeah, the whole stream. People are like driving right. If they listen to this audio later, they're driving around like, "Why are you guys making me cry right now?
Yeah,
like, what is happening?"
God, they hit me in the feels, man.
Yeah, seriously. But that is one of those things about this community that has been amazing. It does hit you in the feels sometimes, and we're humans, we're real. It's like, it's okay to do that. So
yeah, you're right. You're right. It makes you more human. It makes you more human. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I think a lot of people can really relate. And this is really good because I get to see this side of you guys as well. Like I think at the end of the day, when people come into your community, they just want someone to relate to. They want someone that they can identify with and talk to. And when you get in your feelings, you know, people, they understand and it puts them in their feelings. And also that shows, hey, they're human. You know, they're not just streamers. They're actually human. You know, they have feelings and emotions. And so one thing I always do, and I know this drives my mods crazy in my channel.
Let's hear it.
Is every follow that comes across my stream, I thank them.
Yes, I see you do that. Every single one.
Every person that talks to me in my chat, if I miss them, I'll try to catch them. Or I'll say, hey, if I missed you guys, I was busy. Please say hello to me again. And the reason being is because at the end of the day, people just want to be talked to. They just want to be acknowledged. They just want to be heard. And if you give them a chance to feel like they're interacting and feel like they're a part of your community in your stream, they're going to come back. And they're going to become someone in your community who is positive and awesome and a big, you know, pillar of that community. And that's one thing that I got right with my mods. They're not just my mods. They're my friends. They're my family. You know, and they keep my chat flowing and safe, and you know, and then in return, it makes other people feel safe to talk. You know, I have people all the time who's like, "Hey, I'm a long-time lurker. I don't really say a lot, but I just love it here because it's just so good." So yeah, I think at the end of the day, people just want to be heard.
Absolutely, you hit the nail on the head, Queen. I mean, my podcast, and when I started, and you know, because I would listen to other people, and I'm huge fans of people. And don't get me wrong, like I understand, you know, people get big to sit there and talk to a lot of people is taken, but it is something to be said when you acknowledge someone, right?
Yeah.
And because you don't realize how much effect you have on someone's day when, you know, just by shouting that person out or just, you know, it is such a tremendous thing that is, I cannot be understated. And I'm glad you said that because that's something I try to do. And you'd be surprised. People, you know, say, hey, and it just uplifts the energy, and I love it. Absolutely.
Well, that's just it too, because the thing about it is when I got into streaming, I told people, I was like, I want to make friends with everyone. And by everyone, I mean, you have your bigger streamers and you have your smaller streamers.
Yes.
And your smaller streamers, when you're growing, you have to bring them up with you because they've loved and supported you from the beginning. You know, they've been that foundation of your community. And that's the reason why I got the stream team going that I got, because I wanted people to, you know, I wanted to show all of my community and my friends that have supported me from the beginning, hey, this is in return something that I'm going to do for you. I want to support you. I want you to grow. I want to see you prosper. You know, and I truly mean that. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, people, they come in, I shout them out. You know, there's a lot of people who don't like shouting people out. There's a lot of people who don't like raiding other people because they're afraid that they're going to lose their numbers. At the end of the day, guess what? If someone wants to go watch my best friend over me, why should I be upset? Because I have preference of streamers too. You know, I am the same as everyone else. So at the end of the day, if that person chooses to go watch someone that supported me, you damn right I'm gonna support that. You know, and that's just how I am. I know that a lot of people think that you have to network with the bigger streamers just to be able to get big. But I'm here to tell you that you can network with both, because your small streamers are just as important as your large streamers. Okay. Bring them with you, you know, like show them love, be be their support system as well, because a lot of times at the end of the day, when you care about other people's communities, they're going to care about yours.
Preach it.
So.
The gospel is being spoken by the queen.
Seriously, I was like, you were on fire. But I mean, that's literally why I was like, when we were just kind of, you know, if you watch any of your streams, like any VODs, anything like that, it's exactly what you just described. Positivity, calling everybody out, just being a good human, like hanging out with them, just being there with them, being part of the community. Yeah, I'm playing, but I'm with the community, calling out, hey, thanks for the follow. You're like, I'm not too big to call it a follow. You're like, of course, like people, like some people just only do subs and stuff, and it's like size. But if you make the effort, and that's what shows. That's why your community is as passionate as it is. So I mean, you come through.
Yeah, don't be jealous, because the thing about it is, at the end of the day, like my friends, so when I'm streaming, I can see my friends on the left side, you know, and I see how they're doing and how their days are going, and I will always tell them, and they can tell you this too, man, you're killing it, keep killing it, you're doing phenomenal. You know, I don't know how many times I've told James, like, me and James, we have a lot of the same community, and James has been on fire, and I just tell him, I'm like, dude, keep killing it. You know, you have to be happy for your friends as well too. Like,
absolutely,
especially when you are in this business. You know, it is so easy to become that bitter, salty person,
jealous. Let me tell you,
you're like, oh my god, you know, this person, why are they growing? Why can't this happen to me? You know,
oh my god,
like
everybody.
At the end of the day, like, kick ass, you know, do a good job. And that's what I love about my friends too, is because they're the same way with me. Like, never once did I have anyone treat me any different when I grew like wild. They all treated me the same. So,
I'm preaching it, and I'm glad you said that, because that's literally how I felt when E got to DCP.
Yeah.
And he was on DCP, and I was just, I was like proud. I was like, my man is there.
Yes.
I am going to support him in the biggest thing. When I saw the artistic thing made, I'm like, yo, this is so cool to see, because I've seen his journey. I mean, when I met him, you know, and to see his growth, but I keep telling him, bro, keep killing it. You are doing a phenomenal job, and I just love to see the journey. So,
I'm about to blush over here.
No, I'm proud of you, bro. I listen, I've said that to your face. I've said it on the stream. I say anything I've said to your face. Like, bro, keep it up, because that kind of stuff, you'd be surprised. Like, that pushes people, and then also people get to see where you came from, and you remain the same. Like Queen is saying, keep doing your thing, man. It's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. To have those opportunities is a blessed opportunity, and I think sometimes people lose sight of the little things that happen in life, and sometimes they forget to say thank you for the little things. And that's one of the things that I've always tried to remind myself, because there's times that my mod's still with me and I'm like a monster, you know, like I've had a bad day or something. They're like, you're being like, it's not
the best today.
You know, so they call me out on it, and I'm glad they do. Like, I'm glad they say, Queen, you're really being the shit. So, I mean, at the end of the day, surround yourself with positive people, honest friends, because you need them to tell you when you're being that way. So,
absolutely.
So. Oh yeah, so yeah, DCP was when I did my face reveal as well, because I did like
really,
yeah. So that was the first time, because I got to a point where, well, one video went crazy, so things were kind of growing. I was like, hey, if I get to this point, blew past that point thanks to you know, stars aligning and God shining on things, but then it was like I literally had reached out to Ash, the artist for DCP, and all I said to her was like, hey. And just her messages were up, and I sent her a DM. I was just like, hey, you do awesome work. Great job. Keep crushing it. Love to see those. And left it at that. And she literally responded back and was just like, hey, awesome. You do great work. Love your content as well. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, so like those moments.
She's a sweetheart.
She's awesome. So yeah, I got to see the Christmas episode. So finally actually got to see her on there too.
Dope.
But no, when she came back, like me and like Cheetah's my theme and stuff like that. And then she did the half armor and half me, and like
fire.
That's awesome.
I love it. So,
But
but
that's
as
my
you
favorite pick. Low-key can't change it. I'm biased towards that pick.
yeah, I was like, I gotta.
The way she did the split down the middle, and it was almost like a chrome cheetah. It felt like Callus Leviathan-y.
So I have
was
the
like,
full cheetah armor face, and then I have the full my face. She gave me all
That's
three.
awesome.
So yeah, that was really, really cool. But no, as you were saying, it's
very
like,
talented.
yeah, seriously, like that was kind of the thing to a Guardian Con is like the talent of the artist out there. I'm just like, I want to buy all the art. I have like 7 pieces of art that I brought home.
Brian Monkus.
Monkus. Oh my god.
Oh, Monkus is amazing.
Monkus was good.
Yeah.
Gamma Trap is amazing. I got Namenex. Nobody. I probably say it wrong, but hers. I got a little bit of quite a few that I could like get my hands on that kind of fit with. I wanted one of each character and stuff like that. So
I was messing with Con and Anubis at Guardian Con.
Yeah.
I walked by their booths and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm a big fan! I'm such a big fan!" And they're like, "Oh my god, Queen, stop it right now!" I'm like, like yelling and screaming and acting crazy.
That's awesome.
Because Con did part of my emotes, and then JoJo did the other part. And then I also had Sword, who did some of my emotes, and then I had Anubis, who's doing my rebrand right now.
Nice.
He did my business card. So when I was out
Did
there
he
for
really?
that, yep, yeah.
He's such a him and Con are really easy to work with. JoJo is amazing. Like they all, every single one of them that I mentioned, Sword, JoJo, Con, Anubis, all phenomenal. Just so they make it easy. So.
Oh yeah. No, it's like we have the Destiny community is like none other. And whether it's the community, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's the artists you meet, whether it's the people that walk up to you at Guardian Con, everybody in this community has been amazing. And the ones who are toxic or not pleasant, like they don't make it because that's not what the community wants. And I think that it's the positivity, like you, like, I mean, you have like Snaps doing her panels out there, like just we're talking about mental health and streamers and I mean, panels that you don't even think about, and you got people from the Destiny team bringing that stuff like to light and helping people. It's been so awesome to watch. So it's like it's been a game, but it's been so much more than that.
Absolutely.
It's really true. Because so one of the things that I make a point of is I try to every night, and even if I can't, I'll try to like put more time into it the next night, where I go in and I hit the browse button and I go into the Destiny community and I try to scroll from top to bottom, because you have so many new content creators that are coming in. And I'm like, okay, so let's see who's new tonight. Let's see if we can watch someone new tonight and just hang out with them and watch them and stuff. And the reason being is because the community is starting to grow like wildfire again. You know, it's starting to become very like flourishing with new content creators. And on top of that, I've met a lot of the bigger content creators that I didn't get to meet before. And my favorite thing is going in. I love watching PvP. I love watching PvE. Doesn't matter what they're doing. I'll still go and watch. Sometimes I talk, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what I'm feeling like at the moment. But yeah, I do. I've met a lot of new people by doing that. And in return, I see them pop up and be like, "Hey, Queen," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'll give them a shout out because I've been in there, I've watched their content, I enjoyed their content, but also, you know, sometimes you have to give back a little bit too, like I said before. And I want to know my Destiny community, and that includes the new content creators that are coming in. Like, you want to get to know everyone. So
MBD Master shouted you out. He said, "Queen, help me to get where I am today." Salute. That's what's up. This is great stuff.
Yeah. So Destiny podcast / just living life over here.
What else we got, E?
But yeah, I mean, it's like we're wrapping up year 2. The summer's coming to a close. Guardian Con's wrapping up. We're leading into Shadowkeep. Season of Opulence kicked it off well. Like everything seems to be like climbing up that like roller coaster thing, so we can just hold on for the ride of Shadowkeep into next year. And honestly, what we got coming is, I mean, we got the moon. So I know everybody's really pumped about that. They go through, I mean, they've like relit the entire area. It's twice as big. We've got Shadowkeep. We've got floating bodies that everybody seems to have so many theories about. So for Shadowkeep, since we've got you here, and you just have to compartmentalize what happened over the past weekend. Like, what are you? Because I know for me, I know what I'm looking for. What are you specifically like looking forward to in Shadowkeep from what's been announced so far? What are you looking forward to?
Honestly, exploring the moon. Like, so when I saw the video that they put out of where the developers was talking about how they went back and redid some of the things on the moon and stuff, I was like, wow, like look at the scenery. Look at, it looks bigger. But not only that, just to be able to explore it and see if it's still the same as it was before or what's different on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know they said it's different, but you still have those, like I said, nostalgia things where you're like, I wonder if this is still here. I wonder if this is still here. So I'm looking forward to being able to explore it and see what's there. And honestly, what's the one thing that everybody loves to do whenever new content comes out? We like to find all of the cool things, like what's hidden and stuff like that. So I'm definitely probably going to spend a lot of time on the moon just looking around and enjoying the scenery. But also I'm excited to explore and see because, Bungie is notorious for hiding things.
Oh my God.
We look at Vault of Glass, so you always want to be the first person to discover things and be like, look what I found, so I think that's what I'm looking forward to is the just being able to see if what's new and what's not and see what we can find.
Nice. Great. Very cool. When it comes to like, I know we also have the stats coming back as well. So we've got intellect, discipline, strength should be returning if the picture's true. But they seem to lead into that. Do you have any forget who I heard even the idea come from, but ideas for, I think it was Fireteam Chat actually, builds that you think like, hey, I want to lean heavy into grenades on my warlock and go like all out on that one? Or are there any builds you think that now with the new customized stats that you might be able to try out and experiment with more? Because the subclass is still going to be the same, but do you think there's any stats that might be able to make something more creative? Either of you, by the way.
I mean,
you go
let the queen. Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, on the spot, she's like, "Whoa, I got to think. Hold on."
There's so many, options, things that I can't wait to deep dive with Armor 2.0. And as Queen I mentioned earlier, the only thing I hoard is the different armor pieces that have synergy with certain weapon types and scavenger perks and things like that. So just to see how that's handled, we know intellect, discipline, all the old D1 stuff is coming back, to see how that's introduced, then to see how the new perks that they add, it's going to be a little bit like information overload, I think, maybe at first. So what I'm hoping is, I know we talked about prior, was that maybe a week or two, prior to Shadowkeep's launch, maybe they do something similar to how they did with Weapons 2.0. Remember when we got rid of the whole double, remember the old weapon system with launch, and then they brought it back to D1 kind of style with a little bit of a twist. But they gave us an ability to play with it, I believe, like a week or two prior
pre-week of Forsaken.
Forsaken, to get the community used, because again, we're gonna have to get acclimated, and again, what happens with the old on. Do it, it's going to be a lot of Q&A going on, and we got to figure it out and get familiar. So that's the thing I'm really excited about. We know how you love your PG hard armor mechanics. So I'm excited. Armor 2.0, I cannot wait.
Nice.
I'm just excited. I'm excited to just see where it takes us. I don't really have a specific like build that I want to work towards, because honestly, to be honest with you, I don't even know what I want to do yet. I just want to.
The world is your oyster.
You just want to be on the moon.
Moon's haunted. So
Moon's haunted.
They need somebody. I was like, I'm sure about 10 people, but I want to see like a Bungie shirt where there's like a cartoon version of somebody saying like "Moon's haunted" or something like that. That would sell like hotcakes. So.
Oh, that would sell definitely fast.
Oh yeah, just gone.
Yeah. You better hurry up and do it, because someone else is going to do it now that they heard it on podcast.
Over under on that wizard came from that coming back as a type of
wizard came from the moon. No, it's like we've awoken the hive. How many times did we do that?
Man.
How many times did we awake the hive? Like for missions and grinding quests and shooting stuff. Like Oh my god, the number of times that door opened, I died. The door opened. Oh,
yes,
so
exactly.
many times in D1. So that's one of those things too, because as you said, when they like redid some places on the moon, they described right near as you would kind of head down the stairs towards where we awoke the hive, that little kind of section with the little building is now going to be like a lost sector. You can go in and explore. Yeah. They revamped that one. You had the Fallen. They crashed the ship, so they've kind of got their now base on the moon. We're going to be going to the Hellmouth with the Redkeep, that whole thing to explore.
Helium filaments over on
probably, yeah, I think so. I would imagine there's going to be helium filaments. It's only fitting that they kind of little nostalgia touch there.
Gotta give it gotta get the feels.
But
it would be nice. It would be nice if like it would be nice. I think one of the things is like you said before, the nostalgia versus the new things, you know. But sometimes it's nice to have them go into one together. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm pretty excited.
Like I'm jumping on my skin, but I can't say it. So
I bet you are excited.
But and then we've got two things. One for me, obviously I've said it before. The dungeon, because I love Shattered Throne. It is my baby. It's like one of my favorite pieces because I'm a solo guy, so I can't actually do that. And then we've got the Black Garden Raid. So the question is, so the season is based around Vex, and we have been told, I think, that we're going to be fighting Vex in the raid. So I was curious if you guys had any theories or speculation or just your thoughts on the fact that we're going through the moon related to Hive, but somehow do you guys think they're going to actually still connect the raid in any way, or do you think it's going to be, here's a raid? Because there's one like frame from some like video where there's the Vex, like the Black Garden portal, but it's in one of the moon sections where like that somebody pulled a frame and has seen it. So do you guys think they're going to be able to connect those two in some way, or do you guys how do you guys feel, or do you want it either?
I can go if Queen or whatever, because she's like Queen's like she's like I can't.
Okay, so Queen, you're good. So Cognito, thoughts on this one? Cognito, you're good. She can't. Nope. Yeah, if you can't, then don't. You're good. Nope, no worries.
We good. I am confident that it will be a link, a narrative link between the going ons with the Hive and what Eris is feeling, because she's all freaking out. She's freaking out. Stuff going on. We got to see what's going on. So, and this threat seems very interesting. A lot of nightmares. We've seen hints of returning characters that we've already killed.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Gaul, which excited me a little bit. I've seen Oryx. That excited me a little bit. So I'm like, okay, that just that alone, I would have been satisfied. But then when you mention Vex and you mention, Black Garden, and like you said, like there's really no, on face value, there's no link, right? But clearly this is the direction they're going. So I'm confident, I think someone in the chat said it, that maybe it's like how they set up Dreaming City. Because at first it was all about barons. We got Avenge KKK, Avenge, get them, hunt them down. And we're thinking that's really kind of it.
Yep.
And then it's like Talisman. And then boom, this whole new world. This beautiful Lord of the Rings looking, Dreaming City looking fantastic.
That was an amazing transition. That was so well done.
Oh, like one thing I can say is that the raid is a mystery to me, so I have no idea, and I have so many theories in my head about how it's gonna be. But one thing that, like, when you think about going back to the Black Garden, it automatically brings you back to your heart spot of Vault of Glass. Like, and for me, Vault of Glass was like, it was just my baby.
Hold on, we gonna pause the podcast right now. Pause the podcast right, because I'm sorry. No, here's the thing.
You got a second. You got some competition now. You guys are right. Oh man, warlocks, vaulters. Oh dear.
I have been slandered on this podcast by many. Oh my
God, it's never been slandered. Jesus Christ, words.
I gotta exaggerate. Let me exaggerate.
I know, and don't throw me under the bus when you do. Holy hell!
I'm throwing you all the way under the bus because I'm vibing with Queen right now. And I've been holding the flag of Vault of Glass so high, and I've been told that all I care about is nostalgia, that it really wasn't that good a raid. And I'm telling these people, this single activity changed the face of Destiny. If Destiny did not have Vault of Glass, if there was no Vault of Glass, this game would not be in the same shape. So I'm just so glad you said those kind words, those things you said about how you feel about it. I just want to let you continue. I just had to interrupt. Continue. Keep on.
Vault of Glass was a phenomenal raid. It really was. And it was the first of raids, and that raid set tone to all of the raids after. And even though it's gotten the raids have gotten crazy, like crazy in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like the way the mind behind the creators of these raids, I would love to pick them every single day, because the things they come up with in the raids are just genius. The mechanics, all of these things that you do in the raid. Like sometimes I sit back and I think to myself, how did you even think of this? How did you even think about doing this? You know, it takes a really smart, very intelligent, and just like a very imaginary, is that how you say that? Brain. So, but Vault of Glass, I had my first experience in there, and it was a beautiful, positive experience. And I think that's the reason why I fell in love with it so much, because after that, I LFG, and it was
any particular...
There's a reason there's not matchmaking in those things.
I know, right? Any particular standout moment for you? Give me a standout Vault of Glass moment or encounter for you that kind of like really like blew your mind or just changed the way you looked at
when we got to the boss, and you would have to go in to get the shields and stuff to bring them out. Yes, and that to me was just genius. Like, because when you're trying to figure it out, you're like, what do I do? You know, and then you sit on a plate and it opened up and you're like, oh, I go in here, but then you realize when you go in there, you're about to get wrecked. You know, if you don't get to that shield fast and pick it up and then come on out. You know, I think that was probably one of the ones I hated the jumping puzzle with every inch of my body, because I am terrible at jumping. But it made me a better
you just
player.
Gotta figure out how to go straight across.
No, I agree. I think the thing for you nailed it for me. I like there's little mini encounters, but for Vault for me, when you get to the Templars was actually the Templars was fun prior, because the Oracles was fun because I was listening to the sound and I was like, what is that? Doom, doom. And then we like, yo, we missed one. There's one over there. Like that kind of stuff was fun. But Atheon was really cool because again, you split into the teams of 3, and one of the coolest things is like one person, your screen is you're losing visibility. So you need someone like to clean you over. It's like, I can see it, I can get through. And you're splitting up into 2 teams of 3, and then to kind of come all back together onto the plate to do DPS. Like it's like you kind of fought through time to get to where you are, and then to come back together. That moment is just iconic for me. So
it was a great moment. All right, so what was your favorite raid?
E.
Oh, we asking me?
E.
Mine's King's
I know what Lord's is.
You know what mine is.
Mine's King's Fall.
Nice.
But I like King's Fall.
King's
Fall was a great raid. The mechanics were beautiful. I had so much fun in that raid. Did I want to like literally watch my teammates drop off the side sometime because they made me
I was like the censored wall.
The censored wall.
But I enjoyed. I don't think there's really a raid that I didn't enjoy other than Spire of Stars, and the reason why I didn't enjoy it is because I'm bad at it.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
I'm bad at it.
I don't think a lot of people like that one, so you're okay.
I'm terrible at that one. I'm just a terrible like. There is so many things in that raid that I'm terrible at. Like it just, I don't know. I didn't have a lot of fun in it. But also, maybe it's just because I'm bad at it.
But yeah, King's Fall for me, it was the culmination of first time you saw Crota, you killed Crota. Okay, you killed this guy. Cool. Okay, then you go. Okay, Papa. His dad's pissed.
Papa
came in, like wiped out just Mara and all that stuff, and then you got the Taken that come in, and then you're in his ship, and then you go through the Regicide mission, and you think you got him, and then he stands up not stands up, but he's like I don't know, celestial god level sized, and you're like, holy. There were quite a few little clips of people seeing him for the first time. Hilarious out there, where they're just like, oh my god, like those are great.
He is the epitome of boss.
Yeah.
I can't tell you
That's
guys how sassy Miss Sexy Sparkles would get when she'd go up to jump to get the shield on the top on the last part.
Yep.
And or the cleanser, the cleansing shield. Gosh, I can't remember. Can't even remember. What was it called?
Oh man,
I know what you're
What's
talking
that
about,
called?
but
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I'm
She'd
blanking on
jump
the name.
up there to get it, and somebody would hop off the plate, or they'd mess up and not kill something.
oh
and,
no,
and
that was
she
usually
would-
my job. I hated
Yeah.
that.
She'd be like, "Y'all need to stay on your plates." Like, I'm surprised
sounds a
mine
lot
and her
nicer than I
friendship made
was.
it through it. Yeah, like except it was a lot louder than that and a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
more squeakier.
No, like I was
That
typically
is-
because like when it came to the daughters, you couldn't pick who got it, but when it came to
Yeah.
the platforms, I was like, I'm running. Like usually I would
Yeah.
be because I'm like I knew it's like I could hit it. I wasn't worried. You guys handle this. Like I'm gonna go hit those because honestly, some people would be like you'd watch them go like slow, and I'm just like I'm touching and tapping it. I was like I was
Yeah.
just faster after. You had to be quick, so I'm like get out of the way. I'm running this thing. You guys stand on your platform. So no, if people got off and you're like you're jumping, it's just like they go away and you're like. All right, wipe it. Here we go. It's like I can't because if you fall like right in the end, you're done. So no, I understand that
raid-
frustration completely.
I
That's
always got picked for
oh,
the witches thing. It always picked me first. I
Oh, the
would-
random
I
one, yeah.
hated
the
it.
random picks. Oh,
I'd die
man.
and let it pick someone else before I came in there. I would. I'm not kidding. I'd do it on purpose. I'd
You're like,
drop
all right,
straight
everybody
down
load
and die.
in. Why is
Yep.
Queen running? There she goes. What?
Yep.
There she
there-
goes.
Yep. They knew it too. Second used to get so mad at me. He's like, I don't know why she does this because I'm not jumping.
You're like,
On a
this
warlock,
is-
it was a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a
Jumping
nightmare.
on
as
a
a
warlock, it was a
warlock.
nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that raid is just I call it like it's such a hardcore experience and it's such a challenge and
Yeah.
it really it was just so well done. I'd never can slander King. Man, King's Fall, when you beat King's Fall, you felt like you conquered the world. You conquered
That's
something.
the truth.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
the truth.
And that took
That is the
time. Yeah, so
Yeah.
when you got a good, well-oiled team, you respect it because you know the pain when one person continues to mess up on King's Fall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you even had to open the door, and people were running back and forth. Like you
Yeah.
knew if the team was gonna have a chance to like make it work, because if they couldn't open the door before War Priest, you're like, see ya.
Yeah.
Exactly. And but not only that, so going back all the way to the Vault of Glass. One thing that I have always enjoyed about the raids is the different techniques and ways that you can do them. You have your people who like to speed
Yes.
run. You have your people who like to do it, one way or a certain way or a harder way. You have people who like to solo it. You have
Yes.
people who like to 3-man it. Like one of the things that I love going all the way back, which I mean, you didn't really hear a lot about it like in D1, or I didn't because I wasn't really around Twitch that much of the solos and stuff. But now soloing and speedrunning is a really big thing. And I have a lot of friends who do the solo and the speedrunning and stuff.
Wow.
And one of the things that I love about my community is they never say anything to me. Like I may do it a certain way one time, a certain way next time, a certain way next time, and they don't care. And that's one thing that I love. Like they kind of just let me do my own little thing.
Nice.
And one of the things that I did take some heat for not too long ago was the ribbon thing where when you have 6 man on one side and you do it with the cluster bombs
The
and
cluster
stuff.
bomb, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, so this is one of the things that I have always like not said anything about because I'm like, hey, I don't want to say anything. People get mad at me.
Let's
now,
get it.
I'm like, piss off. I'll do it how I want.
Whoa.
The thing about it is, at the end of the day, who am I to say to someone, you can't play a game the way you want to play it? You know what I mean? Like, you guys play how you want to play, and I'll play how I want to play. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, you're still playing the game. You're still having fun, and if you're having fun, that's all that matters. And I'm just tired of hearing people complain about other people saying, and I'm probably gonna catch some heat for this, but I really don't care because I'm just being honest.
Let's get
like
it.
at the end of the day, have fun, enjoy yourself, play your game how you want to play it.
absolutely.
Don't let people dictate to you how to play your game.
Absolutely. I take no cluster bomb cheese for the queen.
Yeah, I'm like, "Ugh." And it's like that, and I use Riven because Riven is a very big thing right now. But also, you have a lot of other things that people do, like when they're trying to solo or speedrun or stuff like that. Like at the end of the day, it's a game.
Yeah.
You play with your friends. You have fun. Enjoy yourself and don't worry about it. So that's one thing that that drives me bananas. Like I hate nitpicky stuff, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that one.
Nah, this is your opinion.
We've honestly said the same thing on here. Is like,
Yeah.
whether it was people get like, the tension in the air before something comes out or whatever. It's like, guys, it's a video game. Come on, like there are always bigger problems than anything we're dealing with in this world. So
exactly,
don't let it like get under your skin. And as you said, like, hey, I want to do it real. You could always do the cheese. You're like, shut up, I want to do it how I want to. Like, leave me alone. Like, and it doesn't matter. It's like, if you don't like it, leave.
And that's the thing about it is I think I used to be. It's funny because I used to be so. I didn't want to like rock the boat.
Yeah.
But now that I'm starting to get to the point now to where I have people come in and they're like, "Oh, you're doing this," Piss off, dude. I'll do what I want. This is my game. I paid for this. I want to play how I want to play.
Facts.
And it just drives me crazy because at the end of the day, I would never, say you guys were streaming, I would never come into your stream and say to you, why are you doing that? Why do you do it like that? You shouldn't do it that way. That drives me bananas because you guys, it's your stream. It's your community. Play your game how you want to play it. So, I'm probably gonna take some heat for that, but I really don't give a crap.
I think you're talking about the age-old argument of sometimes listen, a lot of people overemphasize efficiency, and I get it. Like some people just want things done quick, and I get that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But sometimes some things just feel fun, right? Doing something a specific way or playing with a certain loadout or whatever it is, and I'm the first to tell you, I'm like very, as far as like the way I like to do things, I'm very specific. And, sometimes it goes against the meta or against the effective strategy. And I'm just like, I like doing it this way. Or I like playing with it. Why are you using it? I'm like, I like it.
Yeah. And that's the way, okay, so there's some times where I'll go into Riven. And the reason I'm using Riven is because that's the biggest
Riven's getting that work.
Riven's
getting that work.
The reason why I go in I'll go in Riven sometimes. I'm like, let's do eyes. And some of my sharpos be like,
you're like, wait, what? We gotta explain this thing. Oh,
so
God.
we do we rotate, and I'll ask people if it's their first time. I'm like, how do you want to do it? Do you want to do 3 and 3? Do you want to do 6 on one side? Do you want to 1 and 5? Do you want to do 2 and 4? Like, how do you want to do it? You tell me how you want to do it, because there's so many different ways that you can do it. And and I let them choose, and then at the end of the day, it's about their choice. If they want to do it,
that's cool.
3 and 3, we do it. But the thing about it is it's crazy to me, because if I'm doing it and I'm going through and we're like we're just knocking out raids, trying to get our stuff so that we can get stuff done, so we can level to get to where we need to be, especially if we're getting ready for a big raid that's coming out or something like that. We'll do everything fast in the speed strat way. So I think that it's time that people start being a little more open and a little bit more, hey, you know what? If they want to play that way, that's their decision. Play that way. Absolutely. So, but I really have started becoming more about voicing my opinion on that, because I get tired of that. That's just
respect.
It's negativity, and you want to be positive.
Respect.
No question. I mean, absolutely. Honestly, sometimes for me, it's like I haven't done Riven nearly as much as you. It sounds like, for sure. But it'd be a point to where it's like I haven't done anything but the cheese, and it'd be like just to be like, hey, I want to check that box at some point, and somebody would be like, why are you? Be like, because I want to. And there's no reason you shouldn't have that choice. You're playing a game. Do it how you want to.
It's your choice, and that's just it. Like, I've never, and it's really funny because outside of Destiny, I've never heard anyone really complain about any of the other games when I play other games and stuff. But for some reason, you have some people who are like, you're gonna do it the absolute 100% way that it's meant to be did, and I'm like, no, the hell I'm not. I'm doing it how I want to do it. And so this is me finally standing up and saying,
Yeah, no,
What's
absolutely.
wrong with it? I'm playing
I'm
my game.
good.
I'm
I'm
having
good.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
So,
point. The last thing I know we touch on a lot
uh-huh.
is I think what I realized about raid, and I think there's a big deterrent, even for me sometimes in the beginning when I first started raiding, was that, like you said, so many people have so many specific ways, and sometimes what raid is, could be too many chefs in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like,
Yes.
look, no one likes to be yelled. No one likes to be
Right.
embarrassed. No one, like, some people are doing this for the first time. Some of the worst experience I've had is like, I don't know what I'm doing. No one's talking, and someone just pulled me aside, like, look, cop, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Just stand here, do this, do that. We get on that plate, and then they're talking me through, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to what you don't know how to what? Oh my,
Yeah.
like that's a deterrent, and that is what
Mm-hmm.
makes people not raid. So when I see stuff like that, I go out my way to put myself in that position. I'm saying, hey, I remember when I didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Let me pull that person to the side. And then I love when you have stuff like Menagerie, which is what I
Yeah.
call like raid light. That kind of stuff is really cool to give people confidence to say, you know what? After we did this Menagerie, a little smaller mechanics,
Yeah.
I might try a raid now. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
really cool. Mhm.
I have muted my Sherpas before in the middle of a raid. I have muted my stream and went off to where stream couldn't see me, and I've
Mhm.
said to them, because I've had, sometimes Sherpas have bad days too,
Yeah.
and 95% of the time my Sherpas are phenomenal,
Mhm.
but everybody has a bad day,
Mhm.
and so I've muted it before and went off stream and said, listen,
Mhm.
you need to chill,
Mhm.
calm down. That this is their first time being in a
Mhm.
raid. Do not ever make someone else's first experience be a negative experience.
Mhm.
When someone comes in to raid with you, you want them to have a positive experience, so they're going to come back.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they're
Absolutely.
going to say, they're going to fall in love with the game. They're going to
Mhm.
want to continue to play the game. They're going to want to learn the mechanics of that raid and teach other people.
Mhm.
That is
Ah.
your goal. Make someone's day.
Mhm.
Make them have a wonderful experience.
Mhm.
And so I completely agree with you on that. And I think that's one of the. So going back to LFG, when I used to LFG,
Mhm.
I've got kicked for being a girl. I've got kicked for being a
Wow.
squeaker, and I'm not. I've
Oh
got
Wow.
my
kicked
God.
for not knowing the mechanics. I've got kicked for knowing the mechanics and voicing my opinion.
This sucks.
There's so many things
Mhm.
that happen to people every day when they LFG.
Mhm.
So the community that I have, one of the things that I really push is for them to raid together,
Yeah.
become friends,
Yes.
and really and then share it outside. So
Yes.
we also do
Yep.
a Sherpa school too, which we're
Oh,
doing
nice.
tonight,
Mhm.
Nice.
because I want them to learn how to Sherpa, because in
Nice.
return they're gonna go and do the same thing and be positive to other people and just bring more people into raiding and enjoy the game.
I
So
can't
that's
find a graphic to put on stream, but I'm just gonna look for a little halo to put over your head real quickly.
well, I mean, it took me a while to get to this point and really
Mhm.
learn.
Mhm.
I've went through my learning curves too.
Mhm.
I have my days where
Yeah.
sometimes I get grouchy with my Sherpas and I
Mhm.
can be a little sassy and stuff.
Mhm.
But for the most part, I always try to remember that,
Yeah.
they're doing me a favor too. They're
Yeah.
there to help me out, and they're not getting paid for it, and they're not
Mhm.
on stream except for
Facts.
with me, and
Mhm.
they're not there. So I also try to shout them out and give them love as well. Shout
Mhm.
out to the Sherpas who help every single day, not just me, but every
Oh
channel
yeah,
in the
absolutely.
community, and make it a better
Yeah,
place.
absolutely. That's a
So,
special type of individual that's willing to help others. Yeah, absolutely.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm super excited. Like, I think that I think that the community is definitely going in a more positive way, like you guys said, like
Mhm.
Ian, like you said as well.
Mhm.
They're starting to, you see a lot of positivity in the directory now, and I think people are starting to get it,
Mhm.
that you bring more people in with positivity and love, and you make
Mhm.
people feel more welcome than you do
Yes.
with being negative and toxic.
Mhm.
And so I hope that is starting to catch on, and it just ignites, you know. So,
Absolutely. I
For sure.
agree. I agree.
So, one other thing, as I keep
mhm,
trying to slowly work us through all this stuff, but I'm
Mhm.
enjoying every little piece of our tangents, so it's amazing.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
when it comes to other stuff that we get to look forward to, we also got some stuff about the artifact, actually.
uh-huh,
Just the fact that it's actually going to be. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the seasonal nature of the artifact, because when we go
Mm.
through, we're gonna have the seasons, obviously, of the Undying and stuff like that. But now we're gonna have actually a piece of armor tied to those seasons. And I wanted to get your guys' theory on if you like that idea, just the fact that you're going to lose it at the end of a season, get a new one. Just kind of your thoughts on the whole, like, short-term piece of armor that's probably going to be potentially quite important. So I was just kind of curious what you guys thought about that.
I like it. Okay, back to you, Lord.
That's all I'm fair. Yeah. I'm just like, hey, total thoughts here. Like, nope, not touching it.
Respect.
Yeah, you are good.
Yeah.
Loving
You're
it
good.
over
I think,
here.
yeah, it's basically artifacts. I mean, you know, I don't want to lean either way just yet until I experience. Because artifacts, I had like a mixed bag. Like, there's some things I really like, you know what I mean? But then I remember playing Trials and 3 guys in the back with Scory.
Oh God,
their
I know what
supers
you're talking
up.
about. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember things I was like, I don't. And then I remember certain ones that sounded cool, but they wasn't really implemented. There was one that, like, what you got, Black Rockets or some Radagast or something. And
yeah.
There was like a whole bunch of different stuff. And listen, I got right now Bungie's in what I consider they're in a good place. Like, they're in a good place creatively. They're in pocket. They're away from Activision, and you know, they're doing their thing. So I'm confident that if they're bringing artifacts back, that it will be done in a cool way. Now, the only thing I'm kind of with you, E, is that I don't know how I feel about them going away at the end of a season. Like, I don't know how like this is a checkbox, is an on-off button. What happens to that artifact? Like, do you take it out my vault? Like, where does she's like, I cannot. She's like, they're talking about all the stuff I experienced. I know she's like sharping at the bit. I know we're gonna protect her.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So I don't know how I feel about that part, E, about a season, almost like a timed armor piece. Like, that part seems a little weird. So again, hopefully the information I got, I don't know. I'm just going off of what you guys are telling me and what Queen Experience. That's all I can say. That's all I can.
So,
I'm
like,
such a troll.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm loving this. This is hilarious. So
The
for
Halo.
The Halo, like,
The community's like, why are you giving her a Halo? Do you play with her? You don't know what she's like.
hey,
like
she's
she
been
is not
awesome
a
in here. I'm sorry, but she has been ultra positive, great today. So
I'm such a troll, though. I am. I'm such a troll to my community. You guys have no idea. Like, last night, you guys ever listen to Patrick off of SpongeBob when he's like, hi, guys. How's everybody? I was talking. We raided last night offline, me and the mods, and I was like, hi, guys. All right, guys, come over here. Grab this. All right, go back over to this side. And they're like, and I wouldn't change it.
And stayed in probably character the whole thing.
So then they started doing it too, and so we were literally talking like Patrick. I mean, we just do things like that, like shoulder charge second off of the side while he's trying to get the seeds to kill the witch in Last Wish.
Hilarious.
I just do things like that all the time because that's just what is fun if you don't troll, you know? Shoot the wrong eye on purpose.
Oh my god.
Put a bubble up. Do Care Bear stare in front of somebody.
Hilarious.
So yeah.
Hilarious.
I think that from what we've saw so far from the artifacts that it looks cool.
it looks cool.
Total setup to troll. That was a total setup. I love that. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
E, what do you think? I hear you chirping.
No, I was going by community feedback. The Halo was apparently a little like not sure. They're like, where are the horns? So we got both in there. So
the
you
horns,
guys let me know.
The horns are probably better suiting for me if you rated with me.
Fair. Well,
you'd probably
you know,
you'd probably
it varies.
Like, I made them
both
do
ways.
sidearms. The first day we did sidearms on the ogre and Last Wish. They thought I was joking. They were like, "Are you really being serious? Like, are we fixing to do?" I'm like, "Get your sidearms out. We're doing it. We're gonna boop and we're gonna sidearm." And they were like, "There's no way this is gonna work," and we killed it. And they were like, "Oh my god!"
There you go.
That's awesome.
But I don't like. I mean, that's the fun about. Like I said, going back to the raids. The fun about the raids is you can use different guns. You can use crazy guns. You can do silly things. And I don't know if you guys have saw the community thing that's happening on Sunday. So
Yeah, I
it's
did,
like
actually.
Redeem, Math
Yep.
Class, all of them, Ascend, all of us together are getting together. Some really good content creators. We're doing a race this weekend, and the rules.
Mm.
Yeah, what are your rules, by the way?
So we basically have to. We basically are. It's gonna be a nightmare. So you cannot do any speed run strats. You have to do everything like the way that it's meant to be.
Design.
But also the community gets to vote to take away some of our subclasses. They get to vote to take away some of our
Goodbye,
guns. They
well.
can ban guns during the raid. So I think to start off every 10 minutes, they can vote to take away a subclass and a gun. I can't remember.
Wow.
I can't remember. I think it's a subclass like halfway through. I'm not sure how they are. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I know that they're going to be able to ban subclasses and ban guns and stuff throughout the raid.
I can tell you the first subclass to go. That's easy. Well's gone.
Oh,
Yeah, they coming for me.
100%.
Yeah, they coming for me.
Insta gone. Like there's no way.
Well's gone. Yeah. And 100%, you better believe that I see them taking away Melton Point. I see them taking away stuff
Tractor
like
cannon's gonna go away.
Like tractor cannon's gonna go bye-bye. I see them taking away every gun that we probably are. I see them taking away shotguns.
Oh God, can you hit a whole class like that? Damn.
Could you imagine? And what if they
Especially
took
for
away
some of those
Scout
knights,
and
too.
Pulses and you get to Riven? What are you going to shoot the eyes with?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm probably giving them ideas. That's probably really dumb.
Yeah, not the best. Save it for them.
Yeah.
Don't give them all the ammo.
I'll be watching from afar.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw that coming through. So that'll be something definitely to watch and occupy your Sunday with.
Oh yeah.
For sure. That'll be entertaining.
I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. And but they won't tell us our teams. We have no idea what our teams are.
Oh wow.
So we won't know our teams until the day of. And I told them, I was like, don't put me and Second on the same team. That's on separate teams.
Really?
Yeah, because if I beat him, I'm gonna rub it all in his face. I'm gonna be
I
like,
love the competitive nature of these two. I
We're
love
Be
very
it.
like, who's winning?
competitive.
Be like,
I
by the
love
way,
it.
I'm ahead. Who's buying dinner tonight?
I love it. They go in. Nice.
yeah.
You walk out of there after you win. He's still going, I'm just gonna go chill. You good luck, have fun.
Yeah, but if I get beat out first, I'm gonna be sassy. So I know.
So
I
it's not a
know.
two-way street. I see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's the
See how I go.
the
We
queen
good as
still
long
is-
as I'm winning.
Long, yeah, you good as long as you with it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go in there and distract him and be like, you don't see that? You don't see this? Look at this. Look.
His stream is like, there seems to be an obstruction in your view.
Red Queen is banned. She's no longer allowed on here.
There it is.
So
Nice.
Oh, that's
what else
awesome.
we got? You?
So, but yeah, no, I mean, for bringing it back to where we were on the artifacts, for me, I guess the biggest thing is I want them, because they said, and I'm honestly thinking because they said they're going to evolve the artifacts over time to where they kind of get more, I guess, usefulness and kind of power as they kind of get used to what they want to do with them. The nice thing, I think, if they do, put something in that's game breaking, it does go away in, the season. So it isn't going to be something that like, hey, we experimented with this thing. Okay, you guys killed everything in the game. Well, in 3 months, this will go away. Like, they at least have kind of a precedent for a timeline. But my worry is, like, if you take the time, I don't want the time of investment for a true temporary thing to be too high. That's my biggest thing is like, if I'm going to put my time into something, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a time gated thing. Am I only going to enjoy the last part of the season? If you got to cover your face again, that's totally fine.
yeah.
No, I get you.
But for me, yeah, it's the biggest thing is that it's the time, and that's something I'm sure they worked on balancing. The investment versus what you get out of it, and the fact that it is a 3 seasonal only is going to be my curious thing to watch. I'm excited about it, but I definitely want to see how that balance comes in. So that's what I'm. But I mean, when I literally the 2 Vidoc frames, I was like Armor 2.0. I did a 14-minute video over a frame of a video. And then I did 12 minutes over the artifact frame. I'm going, okay, this is this. Because I went through and I looked, and all of those could be placeholders. Who knows? But there was like a warrior ability. There was like hunter. There was like natural fletching for a bow. There was triple tap. I'm like, how is all this stuff on there? I'm like, I don't even know how this. So I'm like, honestly, like very, very curious how they work because the potential to. I mean, if it's there was like rapid hit was one of them. I'm like, do all my guns get rapid hit? Like, I don't know if all of that stuff's going to work that way, but I mean, in theory, it could be really, really interesting. So, I mean, just them bringing that back, but actually giving us more depth to it. If you can't tell, I'm an RPG nut, so I'm pumped. Yeah. Between the stats and then the builds and then the armor picking of your, like, just the fact that the current stats we have having a wider range and then intellect. I just cannot wait to see the range of what people can make of a character, because people are going to come, like optimal loadouts. There's going to be a lot of them because you're going to have different purposes. So should be fun.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how excited you get about something that you know is coming out and you're not sure like what's it going to be, how's it going to go, but also on top of that, you're excited for all the new content and all the new things that's coming out, and sometimes you sit and you strategize in your head how you think things are going to go, but then when they get here, it's like 110 times better. Yeah. You know?
That's why I've even thought about, like, with new light coming, there's going to be a lot of new people. So
there's going to be a lot of new people.
So much. Like, Steam is, like, this level of a game on Steam for free. I can't think of one at this scale, polish, and it doesn't exist. So, like, let me go play Year 1 raids, proper weapon system's going to be in there, strikes, crucible, normal gambit, like, you have all that for $0. I'm like, people are going to jump in and play, so you're going to have a lot of blueberries that need to learn, and I'm like, okay, so how to help out new players, but until I understand how armor works and stuff, I'm like, I can't really touch some of that until I understand more, so, because, we need to get our hands on some of that stuff, so, that's kind of one of the big ones, is, like, the artifact piece of it truly being a seasonal thing. I was like, so
interesting.
Yeah, that one definitely has me thinking. But I was like, my mind's just wandering right now. I got a whole month to go rack my brain. Honestly, the more I think about everything for Shadowkeep, the more questions I have than answers. And that's the only, I'm like, hey, what could maybe, okay, and then I just fall down another rabbit hole. So
it's gonna this month is gonna fly by though. I think it's gonna fly by because I think that especially with Solstice coming out and stuff like that, it's going to give us that thing that we need as far as grinding and stuff. Once we get this armor and everything, and our guardians are primed and looking good, and then bam, Shadowkeep's going to drop. So I think this next month is going to be because we have it. How long do we have Solstice?
Solstice is the 30th, so Tuesday to the 27th. So we have it for 4 weeks. And then from August 27th through the 17th, we have 3 weeks until Shadowkeep. So there's a little bit of a downtime. Kind of not sure how they're going to fill that or if they're going to prep it in any way. But we got about 7 weeks.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got a little time. We got some time.
But to wrap up the TWAB, I know we've been all over the place from tangents and everything today, but honestly, it's been amazing. So I haven't cared at all. So as you guys know, Lord of Wolves is going to get reined in. Yeah, because it's working as intended right now.
He's honestly, I haven't come across a lot of Lord of Wolves.
I
really haven't.
Are you on PC or console?
PC.
You don't see it as much as you think.
No, it's like it's not as bad. But the occasional moment you're like,
come join my lobbies.
Yeah, apparently I've just had bad luck. Honestly, it hasn't been too overbearing, but the point where somebody's like, Lord of Wolves, you're like, it's going to be one of those games, because you do, when somebody does have it, man, you do see a lot.
Yeah, you get it.
They are pretty good.
So you want to know how I've been countering, and I know that this is probably not a popular, like, I know that scouts are not popular among people right now, but really, honestly, so I've been keeping my distance and using the meta. The other day, my community can tell you, I took out like 6 people, and 2 of those people had Lord of Wolves from a pretty good, like, from coming, into range. But I've learned now to kind of play back a little bit instead of rushing in. And once I get that kill, switch over to my recluse and just go ham. And I've beat out Lord of Wolves before with recluse when I got it procced. So I think that Mida has been making it better for me. Because I just go ahead and pop them from a range before they can even get close. But don't get it twisted. Lord of Wolves has a crazy range on it.
Crazy range, yeah.
It's got crazy range. So if you get within distance of it, you're going to get wrecked. But I don't really use Lord of Wolves, though, because I'm not good with it. I know that sounds crazy. I know you
No, I
just
get
point
it.
and shoot, but I miss people all the time. Look, you're talking to somebody with a shotgun. Like, I'm terrible with a shotgun. You can be standing right here, and I shoot the shotgun. I'm shooting the ceiling, and that's just how
You're
I
like, all
am.
you have to do is point it in a general area. Yeah, but I'm over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Respect.
I don't know how I get kills sometimes. I really don't with my aim. It's terrible.
Well,
It
you
really is.
sound apparently kind of like I do, not giving yourself enough credit, I'm sure, because Cognito gives me that all the time. I'm like, man, I'm not that great at PvP. And I really am not. Like, I'm okay. I have moments. No, this is one thing on Twitter I posted because somebody even was like, somebody's like, hey, I see all these like little clips and like screenshots on Twitter, like people having crazy games. I'm gonna be like, I don't even know if I need to go in there. And I replied and I was like, I think it was actually Adam Pino. I replied and I was like, dude, the one time that I can post up a cool picture, there's 9 other games that follow that one where I'm sitting in the bottom of the barrel, like shooting myself in the toes. Like, no, believe me, like the game I will say has like, I'm like on a yo-yo, like up and down and up and down. So it's like, there are good games, but I guarantee you like everybody's got their trash
My games
too.
are few and far between, but I do have some good games. I mean, I would say I would consider myself an average player, like in PvP. I think at times I can do a really good job, and then at times I'm at the bottom of the board, and you're like, Queen, what the heck? You just had 31 kills, and now you have like 2.
I'm with y'all. I mean, it's ebbs and flows for me as well. Times when I'm in, and you're just in the zone, and you're just like, man, like, you know, you run, and there's times where it's just like nothing's working, or you just have what I consider like, I call it like crucible luck, and it's just like, all right, I got my super, or I just got the heavy, dang, got shot. Oh man, I just got like, you know, like you just get those bad instances, and it starts to snowball, and you're just like, oh man,
you get on tilt, and you're like, I gotta leave, I gotta shut it, I gotta go do something else.
I gotta shut it down, gotta walk away for a little bit.
So,
you know what I mean?
But you get but we're gonna get let's talk about the emblems that we're getting.
Oh, that's what I was getting to. I'm looking right at them. So, Cognito, are you digging the Lord of Wolves Fallen Custom emblem?
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. Oh,
I also like, is it the Polaris Lance? Is that the other one?
Oh my god, that one is amazing.
Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus Lens, the prismatic infernos, the laser beam through the melting skull in the hole in the forehead.
That thing looks cool.
That one is going to stay on my character a lot.
Any meta was obnoxious.
Right.
It was that meta.
Yeah, that meta.
It was short-lived, but it was amazing. Polaris Lance laser tag? Yes, laser tag was great.
Emblems are cool though. I think the emblems are gonna.
They're
gonna. You know, it's a nostalgia thing. You're gonna get to be able to be like, remember when? Yeah, the wolves were wild and like that. So.
Yeah, those two are awesome. So yeah, if you've been playing in the last couple Iron Banners, you're gonna get the Wolves Unleashed, and then if you played during the crazy laser tag, which shout out to Sivatech on Twitter, because I was literally like, oh, I don't know if I got it. He like checked my like games from old and was like, yeah, you're good. I was like, I'm sitting at work. I'm like, sweet, thanks. So like,
that's awesome.
I was like, somebody checked it for me. I'm like, I didn't even know you could look at my stuff. I'm kind of worried about my security right now, but thank you. Like, but yeah, so I was like, I'm honestly like that emblem like almost doesn't fit in the game, but I love it so much because it's like it's a melting skull and a laser beam, and somebody's like, how the hell does that fit in Destiny? I'm like, you would know if you were there, but like everybody who doesn't have it is going to be like, where did that come from? And I was like, can't get any more. So those are so cool.
That's awesome.
Limited time little thing.
But yeah, on Tuesday we've got the patch coming, 2.5.2, Lord of Wolves. So let me see what you guys think about these changes. We've got reduce the amount of ammo shotgun scavenger perks can give to Lord of Wolves, win in release of Wolf state, which there is a way to get around that depending on how you run around and pick up ammo. Decreasing the effective range on Lord of Wolves in general, and even more so when Release the Wolves is active. So do you guys think that will kind of reel it in? Do you think that'll be enough?
I think it'll reel it in.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
I honestly think with crap, I can't say that. Never mind.
You're good.
You're good.
Honestly think with anyways, Cognito, what about you, sir?
Lord of Wolves is not gonna matter, all right?
Oh no, that's a gem. That's a gem right there.
No.
Yeah, look, I mean, you know, as much as I, you know, have my issues, you know, it's another one of my favorite exotics, but it needed to
broken exotics.
Yeah.
It needed to be reined in. I mean, it was ridiculous. The fact that you could activate the Release the Wolves perk at will. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's going to be a lot of people happy. I think you're going to be happy once that's done. I think it'll make it better. I really do.
So yeah, the main thing is to bring the range down. You know, that to be a thing. the ammo count on the scavenger perks, obviously that's how people are trying to get around by holding a lot. That's going to bring it down, and the decrease is more aggressive when, as far as the range, when the release the wolves stays at. Because that's the thing. I mean, it was just sometimes it was getting to baby pulse rifle range, and you're like,
it
okay,
was impressive.
This is a shoddy. Shouldn't be getting hit this far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so it had to happen. I'm not too upset with this one.
No.
Me neither. I'm all right with that one.
Tribute Hall, they got a couple of fixes. Iron Banner next time. It's going to have a couple of those quest steps lowered. Mainly the grenade kills, which is everybody's like stubbing their toe on and be like, how many do I have?
Grenade kills on Hunter is a nightmare.
Oh, I 100% believe it. Yeah.
Yes,
I
agree.
I mean, I'm on.
I refuse to do it.
I don't blame you.
I'm on my Hunter. I'm trying to think. I don't even know what percentage I'm on, but I'm sure it's trash right now because I've been playing on my Hunter, surprisingly. But yeah, I think that one's definitely slow. On my Titan, it seemed better because pulses and control work pretty well because people will be kind of clumped and you get a couple kind of collaterals generally. But yeah, Hunters, I've been so focused on a whole different build.
So funny.
We know you're a Titan.
I'm so class biased as a warlock. I'm like, oh, that was so easy. I just used what you call super handheld supernova.
I hate that friggin' thing. Oh my god, I hate handheld supernova.
Charging up supernova.
It's bull.
Here, kitty. Yeah, no. Listen, when that supernova thing, that handheld supernova hits me,
trash.
I literally stop and look at the camera, and I'm like, give my Hunter something like that.
I agree. Now, Hunters, you have this one.
I have a shoulder charge. I know I do. I'm not arguing. I have shoulder charge.
That is the most obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say that handheld supernova goes like through the air to me.
Yeah.
And it's farther than I can shoulder charge. I'll tell you that. I freaking hate it. But yeah, no,
Listen.
Hunter's the worst. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't got nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, but you got Blade Barrage. You can kiss my butt.
Blade Barrage.
But
that's
grenades,
a super.
yeah,
You
I
guys
agree.
don't. You guys don't have to use your supers to use your things to get a one-shot kill.
I agree. I got it as much as I have my
He's
issue
like,
with
I can't
Hunters.
argue
Does the uppercut
I
actually
can't
one shot or no?
No.
Does the new uppercut? No.
No.
I didn't know.
Hunters
Honestly, I hadn't used it. So.
I have to stab twice to kill.
Oh, so do I. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're not 750, I've had to punch 3 times. So. So be high level in Iron Banner because I'm like, why am I 3 punching these people? Why am I getting off 3 and winning? That's stage 1. But 2, yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I was 740 and I was like, I got to 746 and it was like 2 tapping again. But I was like, why am I 3 punching? I thought that was fixed. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. So.
But remember back in the day in D1 when Warlocks were just one-shot melee?
Oh, remember those days? The slap.
That was a good day.
The good old days.
We all have our...
He's
Man,
like, messing with
I'm just like over here like...
Listen, it's feeling good hearing this. Good. I love it.
You got that Warlock. Okay, so next guest, I got to make sure and check their subclass. Need a little Titan love in here, please. Even like polls I see out there be like, hey, best subclass, like Warlock or Hunter. I'm like, Titans, guys, where you at? And everybody's just like, even like, what is it? Dado puts out a video or somebody's like, Titans are weak. And I'm like, they have some purpose with your Sentinel shield now, but it's like, I'm going to hold my right mouse button and just do this for a while and be like, you guys good back there? All right, cool. I'll be up here.
Cheese with that thing. I've seen people cheese with that thing and run around and smack people.
Yeah,
you could do things with that.
I've tried to kill them in that super sometimes when they hold that shield out, and I'm trying to kill them with my Arc Strider, and it gets me so mad. I've been bamboozled a couple of times with a person who's a really good Titan main with that shield.
Yeah, I will say. Like, it bugs the hell out of me for a couple things. Like, when I'm, like, literally throwing a hammer, and it's, like, this far away from you, and then all of a sudden, your super can take a hammer, but I can't take one of your blades or a blade barrage, and I'm like, I have to hit you twice, and so, like, there's always a little bit of give and take and balance on stuff, so it's fun.
Hunters needed a panic shutdown super. As much as Blade Barrage could be obnoxious.
Golden Gun one-shots you from across the damn map, dude. And now you can go like bam, 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 bam.
You're Titan smashed, and it just shuts you down, and you know, Warlocks needed. I mean, Warlock. Hunters definitely. And listen, I'm a Warlock man. I have to admit, I'm like, welcome to the club. You got your panic down.
You got your panic super. Yep.
You got your little super. Like, 'cause for me, it's Nova Bomb. So I'm like,
yeah. I'm terrible with a golden gun. I miss all the time. So like the blade barrage is a good thing to like, to be able to shut something down. But I really like spectral blades. I mean, I know that they just got nerfed and it was probably pretty rough before.
that was
but
not
I
great.
really, really, really like spectrals. I think they're kind of fun.
They're still in a good place.
Other piece we've got, and I actually kind of want to get your thoughts on the overall menagerie. The heroic menagerie will now drop a sword for your first completion 100% of the time. And then subsequent completions will have a moderate chance, so about 25% for a sword to drop on future heroics. So definitely giving you a higher chance on the menagerie heroics. But I want to get your thought on just basically the chest glitch fix, since I haven't actually had a chance to pick your brain on that one since it was fairly recent. Do you like it? Where do you think it should be? If you don't like it, thoughts?
So I kind of saw something on Twitter the other day where someone had mentioned about having a couple more tests throughout the menagerie, even if they, like just to have a couple more rewards or something like that as you're going through. So I really did like the fact that you could farm the menagerie and kind of farm for your rolls and stuff. I think it kept people coming back. Now, I think a lot of people have backed off from it because you only have the one chance to get the one loot at the end. So I'm thinking that maybe if they were to add like one or two more chests in there and give you a little bit more of a chance to get things, because the menagerie, even though it can be a short challenge with your friends if you go in there with a team, it can also be a really long challenge if you're queuing in with someone who is not who are not your teammates, because you don't really know how they're playing or how they play. So maybe like another chest, like something else to like give you like halfway through, just to kind of give you a little bit of more loot or a little better chance. But I mean, I understand why they fixed the glitch. I get that part. I understand, maybe if they would have shortened the time just a little bit, or said, hey, you still can farm, but you're gonna have to farm, going through a little bit more of these other techniques too to get more chests. I don't know. Maybe put 2 chests at the end. Heck, I have no idea. I think that I don't like the fact that it's just 1 chest at the end, right? I don't like that. And I think that's what's made people kind of detour away from it. So, especially your PvP guys, when your PvP guys are going in there, they're trying to farm, and they're trying to get their roll, stuff like that. I think that opened the door for a lot of them, because I noticed a lot of the PvP community started doing PvE when Menagerie came out, because they were like, oh gosh, I'm gonna farm for these guns, especially when you have the Beloved and the Ostringer. So I think that was a big bridge for the PvP and PvE community, because they were like, ooh, hey, So I think adding another chest in there would probably go a long way, or 2.
So, and then shout out to Say No to Rage. Met him at GuardianCon too. And listen to his little tidbit on it, and his basically, and I was like, I just kind of wanted to reiterate it because you're in the same place, has been the generosity in there was keeping more people involved. That means you've also got, you've got a range of spectrum of skill in any activity, but the more people in there is also going to have more of the people farming that thing, going for the crazy rolls, are matchmaking, like say they take 2 or 3 of their friends, but they matchmake with like blueberries and pull them through and give them an easier time. And they're like, hey, what's going on? And it just it was helping a lot of people in different levels. Like some were just trying to finish it. Some were farming for weapons. Sometimes I just wanted to go for a couple runs. And it was just overall the generosity across the board was a good thing. And I think it really hurt just that whole activity, because now the people who farmed enough and they're like, well, okay, I farmed enough, I got what I need. Now you go in there and you're against the people who are like, I just got Shadow Opulence yesterday, how's this work? And then it's a different group that you're playing with now, and people are just saying it's harder because the higher skill may not be in there as much because they're done, they just checked out.
Or maybe I saw something in chat which Spar made a very good point. Maybe if they made the challenges a little bit harder and maybe had a chest after each challenge, but only certain loot in each chest, or something like that you could farm through and get. I don't know. I think that there is a couple of different ways that they can do things, but I think you're right. I think the menagerie is going to get harder because there's a lot of newer people who are going to come in. They don't really know what they're doing, and it's harder. But right now, I think if they were to add more chests, I think I think it would be.
Yeah.
I think people would come back and start.
Yeah, some have
even
even said if you like on normal now, since people are a little higher level, say you finish each encounter you finish within the time limit, could add a chest on top as well.
Yes,
so
I like that.
And I like rewarding skill. Like you do it well, you kind of succeed in the activity. Bonus, like that would be.
Totally
it fits thematically with the Menage. I mean, Callus he's challenging you during the entire thing. He's like, Callus demands more. So when that goes down, if you get that reward for doing a section within that time limit at such a high efficiency, you should be rewarded. So I agree with you. I think, Queen, you're onto something. I think that is definitely a way they can handle it.
Yep. Kudos to Spar, because he just actually just
Spar as well,
wrote that in chat, and I was like, actually, that's a really good idea. So
So just and that's one thing I think for a lot of the stuff, and then what all that does sadly is those like when you go into Menagerie, you can still pick. I want to go for an Ostring Earth Range. That's still a very specific grind. You can get like 50 of those and still not get the roll you want, but you can at least go for that weapon. And then you go look at things like Blind Well, which doesn't have that much. Escalation Protocol sometimes, which is better, by the way. That one's been fixed a little more. Reckoning, which is so bad on drops right now. Like the change of this has made like thinking about other activities be like, well, do I want to go run a Nightfall? I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to get it. I'm not getting random rolls. Like the rewards throughout the whole game right now have like kind of come a little more into the forefront of my mind after seeing like the change in this, because this still being like the best direct path to anything makes everything else even worse when this one went down. So
Right. Nope, I agree with you. I think the loot needs to be a little different in a lot of different areas. In the Reckoning, I think it needs to be different. I think it needs to be turned up a little bit for a little bit more farming, a little bit more prosperous in there. I also think that the Menagerie does need a couple of chests, or if you do it by time and it spawns the chests at the end, depending upon how fast or how good of a player you are. Like I think back in D1, like when you did the Nightfalls were really, really hard, right? And you went to orbit if you couldn't complete it. But at the end, it made the rewards like that much sweeter, because when you got them and that exotic popped up, you were like, oh my God, so worth it. Like you forgot all about the struggle of doing it. So
that's what
I think at the end of the day, every player in Destiny wants a challenge, and they want the reward that goes along with it. Me for one, like I for one, I've worked on solo Shattered Throne and stuff like that, and I love to do some things like that, but offline, because it makes me rage. Offline, but also
I've been doing that.
I just can relate.
I was like,
I
can empathize. There's
give them
some
something cool for it, give them something cool for it. So I agree with you guys. I think there needs to be a little more.
What's up, Carolina? How you doing, sir? Oh man! Shout out to
Gamer.
World's First.
Exactly.
Oh man,
He's amazing. He's an absolute sweetheart too.
He's like, I got to play with him a little bit. He was nice enough to basically make some space in a backpack for some comp. No, ultra nice guy. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Yep.
He's over there like, shout out, absolute. So yeah, that was kind of the thing with me and Shattered Throne solo. Like Vorgeth nearly broke me. Like he was so many easy ways to die in there, and as a solo you start the whole damn thing over. But even recently, and then like Cognito will tell you, I did a video. I was trying to do High Roller. It's the tribute where you have to do all Menagerie or Callus stuff, and it's the 100k in a Nightfall. So it limited my Lotus that I could go use in a Nightfall. And I've run Will of Thousands solo before. That's literally what I do with solo Nightfalls. But I have no idea why that one broke me. It was like over the course of a couple days. It was like, I don't know. It was like 8 hours because I had to use basically solar stuff. I didn't have the new shotgun. But even then, if I'm going for points and like time and everything, there was a video out there that I did, and it was like the emotions of a solo player. And it was like basically the 7 stages of grief. So we went through like shock, acceptance, denial, bargaining. I went through all of those in the video. And there's one when it was just like anger, and I was like, son of a dude. And it was just like, because I try not to curse, I keep it clean. But it was all of those pieces, like, and everybody, like, whether it's Carolina Gamer going for a crazy raid, or if you're working on Shattered Throne offline and you're trying to not rage, but we all go through those things. And as you said, that challenge when you go through, and it kind of hurt me a little bit when you go through solo flawless Shattered Throne. The triumph is seriously never again, but it's worth 0 points. Something about that just kind of hurts my soul a little bit. I'm just like, come on. So that's going to be a fun one too. 200,000 Nightfall for the masterwork on Solace is going to be yikes.
Yeah, that's
isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how we've gotten like progressed on the whole solo thing? How solo has become pretty big now. Like it's a pretty big thing in the game. And I do agree with you. See, I think that's where things have changed. Like the game has evolved, and the players have we've gotten better at much better at the game, and there's some really good players out there. That do some crazy, phenomenal things that I could never do.
Shout out to one of Carolina's like co-pilots there, Esoteric, man.
Oh my!
I've watched him just make me look like just shamefully bad. Like, oh man. So just
the game has evolved. We've evolved, and it's just getting better. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to watch people do some of the things they do, and it's very interesting to see the strats that they come up with. And I'm blown away by the gameplay that I watch every day, both on and off Twitch, on YouTube as well, at some of the people who can do it.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. And today, by the way, we are doing a stream today. There is a friend of ours that is this person has been a pillar of the community and helped so many people, especially a lot of the streamers out as well. And today we are doing a surprise stream for the person to give back and help them out as well. So I'm looking forward to today. Today's probably like on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm a 9.5 on this person today.
You just cut out there for a second.
You're a 9.5.
Sorry, 9.5. That's how excited I am for this person today.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's really, really cool.
Carolina, he says, "What time, Queen?"
I think right after this.
Okay.
Okay. I was like, we may need to work on wrapping this thing up then.
Don't hurry. No. That's not.
I mean,
I'm super excited.
We have been a little long.
I was like, we are at 2.5 already. I know the man on the other side of it needs to go for some sleep.
Like 2.5 hours.
No, I
don't know how you're still awake. I don't know how you're still awake.
You guys got the energy. I got like the topics and the passion and just hearing like. So when I hear that type of juicy Destiny conversations, that gets the blood flowing, and I start running my mouth.
I cannot tell you guys how appreciative I am for you guys to like even ask me to come on. Like I really appreciate it. You guys have made it so unbelievably just easy and fun, and thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. I am so excited that my community got to come and watch you guys. I'm sure a lot of them will return. You're very entertaining, and you guys are super awesome dudes.
Thank you. We're so appreciative that you came on as well.
Yeah, seriously, honestly, it's been an absolute blast. Like, thank you. The pleasure has been ours for sure. You've had fun, but believe me, we appreciate it. And obviously, you brought your stream team with you. And they have been blowing up chat. So shout out to everyone. I definitely can't mention all the names for sure. You guys have been so awesome. Confers he's human most of the time. Yeah.
I was like, he's not.
Esoteric, but yeah, like honestly, I don't have too much else for the day. I mean, there's patch notes and stuff, but the big thing, we got Solstice next week. We got a lot to grind and do and a lot to look forward to. But we are over 2.5, so I kind of want to let this wrap up since I know everybody has stuff they got to do. So, Queen, for you first, tell everybody, as you said, what you got going on, where they can find you, and half of these people know where you are anyway, but just let them know, because I'll put this out in lots of places so they can definitely spread the word and more people can find you.
That's awesome. First of all, you can find me doing anything with my stream team. Stream team is amazing. Shout out to them. Absolutely phenomenal stream team. I can't say enough about them. Also, you can find me on Twitter underneath Red Queen, Twitch Red Queen, and Instagram Red Queen.
I'm catching a theme.
You can find me everywhere. But we do a lot of crazy. We do raid help. We do all kinds of things. I'm super excited for today. We do a lot of really kind things for the community as well. So today is just one of those things where a lot of us got together and we're going to help in need. So that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy making people smile and helping out people who need it.
If you need a smile in your day, please check out the Red Queen. She will definitely give you smiles and positivity in your life and remind you the world still has some good, and she's definitely a big part of that. So,
Awesome.
Cognito, what about you, sir? I mean, let them know. Everybody in chat, find this man. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, before I do that, shout out again, salute to the Queen for coming to us, pay our proper respects. You know, like I said, she was a woman of her word. You know, when we saw her, and she said she's gonna come on. She was honored, and we're just honored to have her. And like I said, I couldn't believe 2.5 flew by. To be honest, it was just so much fun, and just hearing the stories, hearing her journey, and as well as the positivity that she brings to the community. I mean, it cannot be understated. I mean, overstated enough because it's just like we need more of it. You know, we need more of helping each other out and just doing positive things. So it's always good to see her energy, her sassiness. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the Queen. This was phenomenal, and definitely looking forward for you coming back, hopefully in the future as well. But man, it's just good old Lord Cognito here, Iron Lord Podcast. You know me, Lord Cognito on Twitter and everything else, but Iron Lord Podcast on YouTube. Every Sunday is the Lord's Day. We will have the Nintendo Guru on this Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So check us out. He will be talking everything that's going on with Nintendo. We'll also be PlayStation, Xbox, platform podcast. But we'll be talking about a lot of stuff that's going on. Check him out, and the rest of the King, Lord Addict, Lord Sovereign. We've got some good stuff up, and if you get a chance, please check out lordsofgaming.net. I try to put some articles up there. There's a cool little Destiny article right now from yours truly about what's going on with Solstice and the second nerfing of Lord of Wolves. So I have some things to say about that. So please check that. Fix your face, E. I see your face when I talked about Lord of Wolves. Listen, I'm passionate. But please check it out. lordsofgaming.net, Iron Lord Podcast on YouTube, Twitter, Lord Cognito. So and I really appreciate the support. It's been really, really cool. And of course, the Last Word Podcast every Friday, 9 a.m., where the cheetah and the ninja get together by the campfire. Salute, my man. E. Salute, Red Queen. Chat has been phenomenal. Thank you, guys. This has been a fantastic show.
Mine's quick and easy. It's Ebontis everywhere. So if you find a cheetah and Ebontis, EBONTIS, you'll find me. So whether it's making solo Nightfall guides or whatever else, or bashing my head against the mountaintop grind, which is my current task. So I am one of those toxic players, by the way, running 3 grenade launchers on PCs. So if you see me and it's happening, it's Malicious Birthright. I don't even have a great roll. Fighting Lion, I'm getting better, and then my player.
I've seen you dunking.
I'm getting better. I had one, and that's like the ups and downs. I had one game where I was the top of the leaderboard with that loadout, and I was like, what happened? And then the next one I was at the bottom, so just instantly humbled, so it's fine.
Shout out to E for hoarding the heavy.
Exactly.
Absolutely hoarding the heavy. No shame. Zero shame hoarding that heavy.
Every time we played together, as soon as heavy came, I'm like, oh yeah, he's right.
I was like, oh, there's the heavy. His name's right next. Oh, there he goes. All right.
And he's calling out. He's like, heavy in 5.
A little, nothing but, man. I got my kills. I need the medals. I need the multi-kills. I'm working on that mountaintop. So
shout out to E for his pettiness. I love it. Get that mountaintop, baby. You got to do what you got to do.
I need you guys to come play with me one day. I need you guys to come and play. And let's raid or play some PvP or whatever you want to do. Because I would love to have you guys come play with me.
Awesome.
Absolutely. We got to
set
that up.
I think the community would probably go bananas.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'm down.
Well, we will combine forces and see how crazy we can make it. So awesome. Well, we will definitely be. You are welcome anytime. So we will look forward to having you back sometime down the road, because this was way too much fun. But we always wrap it up in style. Joys of delays of the internet. This is always kind of hard to time. But we always kind of wrap it up by I'll kind of like say thank you guys, say the episode number, and it has been, and then all together we try and say the last word, and that's where we cut it. But timing's always tough, so I will try and match you guys. But thank you all in chat. It's been amazing. Averaging like 50 of you guys in here. Thank you, Queen's chat. All of you for coming. This has been amazing today. So thank you very, very much. And this is episode 67, July 26th. And it has been The Last Word.